Welcome back to another Red Wagon Inn. So excited to have you all here with us tonight. We are sans a Brie for the night, but that's okay. She's having a good time moving houses, so that's fun for her. We're having a good time trying to survive TPKs, and I hope y'all are excited about it because I personally am. I've been thinking about it all week. It just makes me happy. So I'm very ready to go. Glad to see you all joining. We have so much art, so many things to do. We've got a lot of rapid fire art to show you. But before that, do we have any things that need to be shilled? Because if so, now's a good time to do them. This might be your last chance.
Alex, you can if you want, or me.
You
up
go
to
first.
you. Okay.
The handle's quicker.
Mine's like 10 seconds. So I had my first stream today in like several months, and it was very nice. So
Woo.
I'm going to be streaming probably once like every 2 weeks or once a week. Very easy going. So JakeyBoiArts on Twitch if you ever want to watch some chill streams. We played Nickelodeon All Stars Brawl, and it was really fun. That's me. Your turn.
Boom.
Well, Level Up Dice is doing a special month of October where I don't know if everyone's seen, but we've got really cool vaults we've designed or redesigned dice accessories in regards to removing vertical and doing horizontal. And for 4 weeks, there's 4 giveaways of these amazing vaults. So if you jump to one of our socials, you can get in and potentially win one on the house.
Ooh, and Alex, on the house, why don't you tell them what the giveaway for this week's going to be? Why don't we start off with that?
Well, what we're giving away is a free token to revive everyone after a TPK.
No, that's not Rybonator sponsored. It's not Kismet. It's not kosher.
I don't know if I believe you.
What we're giving away, you have the picture, you're going to pop it up?
Boom. It's up.
Is our newest of our cool little designs that we've done, which is called our sunflower, which all the D6s fit in perfectly side by side. So you have this wonderful stalk, and then the D20 is the sunflower on top. So we'll be giving away one of these sets to one lucky, amazing. Maybe we'll give 2 away. You know, there's no Brie or Atlanta here to tell me off. Let's do 2. Everyone want 2? Yeah. Well, not everyone wants 2 because that's like 30 people in channel. It's like 60. So we'll give away 2. We won't give everyone 2 at the moment.
Boom. Okay, cool. We got 2 giveaways then instead of 1. I was only planning for 1, so we got 2. Look at this. That's what you get when you got the CEO in here and you give him an energy drink.
Too many.
Too many.
Hi, Drew. Are you shilling?
I do. And if I don't shill this, I think the Kickstarter creator is going to kill me. So there are 12 days left for the Wild Earth Dice Cosmic Kickstarter. I'm going to put the link in chat right now. If you really want some cosmic themed dice that I helped design, then go buy some. They're super cheap and they're awesome. So if you want it, go do it.
Boom. And Drew, I'm going to show for both of us, actually, because Drew and I are going to collab in November so that I can show how to make those shell dice. I've done it before with the Demogorgon dice I did a while back. Drew consistently makes them on Insta, so I'm actually going to make a set with his molds so you can see how his dice are made if you haven't watched his lives, and then buy them afterwards from him. So, cool. We're going to be doing that on YouTube, so that'll be a lot of fun.
Whoa, Jackie, what you got?
I bought Venus flytraps recently, and their names are Kirby and Hannibal.
So get your own Kirby and Hannibal plushes today over at Jakey.trap at
Jakey.trap.
Oh no. Oh no.
Let's go ahead and move on to some art.
I don't do well on the spot, can you tell?
Hello to everybody who hasn't been in here for a while, but if you haven't entered, remember we are doing Intober. If you participate in Intober, you can give an inspo or a GFY to any player that you wish. At the end of the month, we will tally it up and say, hey, who's participated, who hasn't. If you've participated, you can give an inspo and a GFY. If you cosplay or dress up for Halloween, for each person that you dress up as, you can get an inspo or a GFY for any of those. And so there's lots of inspos and GFYs to be given away during the month of Intober. So with some quick rapid fire, because I think there's like 30. So I'm just going to say they did this. If you want to check them out in more depth, go check out the Discord. But speaking of, there's a couple things that I didn't get to put on here that are on the Discord. Verity, our resident kind of recapper, made some haikus, which are all great, and wrote up a story about how Ritter was feeling when they fought the Nargoleths. Really, really good emotional stuff. Think Creative did some poetry, also very, very good. But as far as actual like written or created art, Arcane Fired made a Crimson Flare cocktail. So I think that they've even made that and tried that one out since Brie started making a full drink list. So I think a lot of people are going to be doing those for Inktober. Arcane Fired also made for each of the players symbols that represent us, and I find it fitting that there's 2 pieces of art today that have me with devil horns, and everybody's talking about how I'm going to TPK everybody today. Arcane Fired made rock paper scissors, making fun of Winter's 3 fingers now. We also have Ordell getting marshmallows roasted over his head. Arcane Fire has the Emma crushing the bug for their death deity, as well as one of the dragon trainer, which I'm assuming this is a Pokemon trainer now with Ivanamonia, for what makes you think I'm a dragon type trainer. Blazeland made a couple different things, made a blood magic bag, as well as a pillow fight party, and a physical set of cat toys for their Salt and Summer little mice. If you haven't seen those yet, those are adorable. I think it was for their parents' cat. Octobear made an Octobear for October, which I think is great. I don't even necessarily know that that's our fan art, but I still like it. Sunday Bar made like 12 different things. We've got Emma. We've also got Existential Crisis Bros, which is so appropriate. We have a This Is Fine from the Ordell. More detailed art for Ordell with the younger and the shadowed version of what he once was. We have another picture of Emma. Emma is in here quite a lot. We have the King Ordell in his young form. Flame Baby to Bone Queen talking on the walkie-talkies or the Bluetooth rocks. I Can Catch Bullets Now, which should be on a t-shirt. You Left Emma Alone, Ritter, the voice of wisdom. Ronan, which I know if Will doesn't know that this art exists, is going to be super psyched for. And then Emma once again. So Sunday Bar made 11 different things, which is awesome. Alex had some art made of his character, which is XC on a cliff up there, which just looks so, so good. Which was the artist for this one? XCon High, correct?
Yeah, my notes. Yes.
That's what you wrote, at least what I saved it as. So congrats, XCon High, for such amazing art. I painted Eni as a mini, so we know what Eni looks like now, that dragon hunter from before. And then Sol Wesson did 2 pieces of art for C, Blood Magic, and then one of all of the players with their little, us as chibis, holding dolls of our character. This is the second one with me with devil horns. I feel like I'm falling into a trope at this point. But
so good, everyone.
Yeah.
Here we Rybo.
What a kick off to the month. Congratulations, everybody, for your awesome art. And thank you for the awesome art. Y'all are
so
awesome. Good. Rybo forgot my Ordell campfire art. I totally didn't. Ordell was in there with the head. I'm going to put it back up, but Arcane Fire thinks I didn't do it. Boom, it's right there. Don't ever call me out. No. I never forget art. Right, Alex?
Just my art, yeah.
Awesome. Jakey needs a recap, and I think everybody needs to know why we're talking about this TPK stuff. So let's go ahead and do the roll-off for recap, everybody.
I'm going to roll anyway.
Nat 20. No recap from me.
9.
4.
Ooh.
7.
Oh man, I had a one-shot this weekend, you guys, and I just put all the dice into one bag, and I totally... Okay, here we go.
I think it defaults to Jackie now.
She's got to roll at disadvantage.
I rolled a 10. Shoot.
Is that your Lud dice too, Drew?
Is it your Lud dice? Make sure you enter for that sunflower set.
It must have known I got a 7, so it was looking out for me.
Awesome.
Right,
Drew,
I'll make it super quick and super fast so we can get on with this. Ended the fight with the dragon, and dragon flew off. Woo! And then XC came back, and XC's like, "Well, I'm full reset." Brah! And now is like to the thing with Jackie, and it's like, "Yo, I'll do your bidding." And then to really summarize, to get it up quick, everybody goes back to the Red Wagon Inn. We were all gonna like chill out. Tried some of Oliver's soup. It was crap, and everybody was gonna go to bed. And Emma's like, "Oliver, I'm gonna show you how to make soup because I know how to make soup." And so Emma and Oliver went out, and as they did, Ashton decided it'd be a great time to use the ring that she had found on Emery, which casted fireball on himself and blew up half the inn, which knocked out a whole bunch of people. She brought back 2 people, and then Elijah's still down, and then just out of nowhere, there's blood trickling from Elijah, and now there's a greater demon being summoned.
So that is a quick recap. As you said, I need a couple of things.
Okay.
What does the new medallion that Ordell found and gave to Ashrin with her 10 inspo points
It
that
gives
she
her
used?
dragon wings, or it can give her resistance to 5 different types of damage.
Perfect.
That's sick.
You missed almost a whole character. There's a tiefling woman.
Lucilla, she came to, we talked her to coming back into the inn. She came to the inn. She's like, I gotta go because like my family's probably dead. And then we brought her back to the inn. Now she's up on the 3rd floor when the explosion went off.
Perfect. So for Jakey's knowledge and everyone else,
I think there's one more piece we need to make sure we do, because otherwise Brie will kill you.
Yep.
She didn't spend half an hour convincing the town of anything in particular, did she, Drew?
She convinced the town that Joe the Show deserves his own theater thing, and that he is the one who saved everyone, and Emma wasn't peeved about that at all.
Emma was trying to rewrite history there. Inspo to Drew and inspo to Alex for making sure that Drew didn't miss that one. So congratulations for filling that one in for your time back,
Ryan,
Alex.
Ryan, look, there's a dog sleeping.
Double inspo.
He's so cute. All right, I'm at 9. I just need one more.
Jakey's at
Let's
9
play
GFYs. But before we set the scene so that Jakey knows exactly what happened, so everybody else knows what was going on here, we gave a token away, I think it was 2 episodes ago, for one of the giveaways. That was when somebody dies, in this case, a player or NPC that's on our side. They don't just directly die, they start going into death saves, so their blood is on the floor. But if a different character were to die, it would happen immediately. That token would be used, and the blood would essentially count as the sacrificed blood for the Summon Greater Demon spell. So... After Jakey held up her ring and by fire be purged the area, found out, I guess, that it's a cursed ring. It casts fireball. It just casts it on her in that area and exploded. So last time we left it as, because I didn't know Ordell's health. I was actually wrong. Ordell did go down there. And so we said Ashrin went and healed Elijah as well as Winter. But because Ordell actually went down there, we're going to say that Ashrin healed Ordell and Winter, not Elijah. So this is the only retcon we're doing. We ended last time with the vision of the demon coming into view. Is there anything else anybody needs before we get started?
Emma and Oliver are right outside the end when this happened.
Perfect.
And Emma dropped her ingredients for the soup.
Yes.
It's really sad because they were really good ingredients.
Perfect. Anybody have anything else before we get started?
And I just said,
good.
I remembered that we asked Oliver to bring turtles, 2 live turtles for Emma, and
then Emma told her she didn't need the turtles anymore.
Which is good because they might have gotten blown up. So, right. With that, everybody grab a drink, pull up a chair, come hang out with us at the Red Wagon Inn, where in the middle of the night, right past dinner, just after the sun had set, the clouds still roiling a red thunder, Emma comes walking back towards the inn. Ordell, XC, Winter, Elijah, Ritter, all sitting around a table as Ashrin goes to look at her new ring in her pocket, raising her hand up. Their world is engulfed in flames. Emma and Oliver see nothing but the explosion out the side of the Red Wagon Inn, flames licking the streets and a plume of smoke moving upwards into the air. Lucilla remained on the 3rd floor of the building, though you can now begin to see into the hallway on the 2nd floor. The room has not opened up to the zombies and skeletons that Winter has. That would be something you would have to go get, but as the smoke clears, Ashrin runs to heal those who had fallen. Ritter barely survived the blast, as did XC. Ashrin took quite a blow from it, but Winter, Ordell, and Elijah lay unconscious on the ground. Ashrin runs over to heal Ordell and Winter, getting them back up with just a sliver of health, a bit of life in their bones, as Emma rushes up and sees the great hole in the side of the building. Emma's sight is also caught by the bright lights near the pool of Elijah's blood. As Ashrin turns to go heal Elijah, you begin to see a pair of long legs begin to form from the blood. Bone and skin and scale start to come out of the blood and form needles and daggers as sharp as the ones you carry on your sides. Some devilish creature made almost entirely of spikes and hide as hard as rock pulls itself up from the blood and drips itself free, grabbing Elijah's cloak to wipe its face clean so that it can see where it has been summoned. I need everybody to roll me a religion check.
And you guys say not to leave Emma alone.
6.
6. Also, Ashwin did do it with a sleight of hand, so nobody knows necessarily that this actually came from Ashwin. Just an explosion happened, and currently there is a demon being summoned from Elijah's blood.
Did she pass my passive perception?
She actually did. She had a really, really high sleight of hand.
Does Ashwin even know?
Ashwin's like, well, I don't know what happened. I almost got to do the ring thing.
I don't think she would have known, because with the devil coming, a demon coming, it could have. 6 religion.
So
Whatever you need for your
later.
conscience. 6 again. XC, what'd you get?
5.
5. Emma.
Religion is +5, so 22.
Perfect. Emma, you and Winter lock eyes for just a moment. Do you speak Infernal, Emma?
I do.
Perfect. Then you understand this demon as it wipes its face clean with the cape of Elijah and turns and looks at you and looks at the rest of the room as Ashrin cowers down next to Winter, having freshly healed her back up. Emma and Winter recognize this barbed devil, one of the great guards of the archdevils in the hells, spawns from the blood and asks out,
I smell no master here, just flesh, just food.
As he picks up,
sniffs his pits.
as he picks up the cape from Elijah, picking Elijah's limp body off of the ground. Elijah fails 1 death save. So he looks down at Elijah's body and says,
Is this my offering then?
before licking around Elijah's face.
How far away am I?
Absolutely not.
Randolfo.
You all, everyone in the inn would be within 10 feet of this thing. Nobody directly right next to it. Emma, you and Oliver would be about 20 feet away outside of the giant hole.
And Emma whoop, and flings out a spare the dying on Elijah. Just real quick. Just whap.
Give me 1 second.
Just a little green flame. Just
Okay. Good. As seemingly recognizing what you have done, as you shoot out a small flame that enters Elijah's plate, his body no longer limp, but kind of taut and almost rigor mortis against the armor within there. The devil looks at it and drops Elijah to the ground before hissing over at you, Emma, and says,
Do not get in the way of the devil's prey.
before a flame enters its hand.
Can I grab the scroll out of my bag?
You can, but now everyone needs to roll initiative.
Okay.
Yep.
That's all I'm coming.
As soon as that fire whips in its hand, I just look at Exene and I go, I think it's a foe.
I need new dice. That's 2 1s and a 2 out of 3d.
Apt
Dirty
analysis there. Dirty 20 from Emma.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
21.
Ooh.
19.
5. I'm just gonna grab one of my d20s. I'm using a friend, but we won't tell them that they roll badly. I'll be back in a second.
That's okay. Winter got a 6.
Your dice roll like crap.
Okay. And perfect. Right. As the flame erupts from the barbed devil's hands, you can't understand a word it's saying because I don't think anybody but Emma or Winter speak Infernal. Am I correct?
Correct.
Perfect.
Nah.
Then yeah, Ordell, you are first up, but you do not understand what it's saying as it yells back towards Emma in response to the green flame that she created. The barbed devil seems to have eyes towards Emma with the flame in its hand, but it is your go. You are far quicker than it and can react on a dime.
Or Dell's gonna run up and just try and punch it right in the face. If it's gonna grab someone who's already down, yeah, I'm just gonna. I still have more key points than I thought I did, so that's nice. So yeah, I'm just gonna take my first 2 attacks.
Perfect.
19 and 18.
Both hit.
Nice.
Your
I'm gonna
attacks
make
as a monk count as magical, correct?
I was just about to check that actually.
I think at level 6
yeah,
that
count
happens.
as count as magical for the purpose of overcoming resistance and immunity.
Perfect.
Yes. I am. Ordell's gonna test the water. The first one he's gonna throw is gonna be like the radiant range, but then the other one's gonna be a punch in the face because I want a stunning strike with that second one.
Okay, great.
So the first one is I believe. Sorry, I need to check my actions. What is +4? Oh, so that's 6 radiant, and then 6 bludgeoning magical.
Okay.
And then could they do a con save for that stunning strike?
Yep. What's your DC?
15.
Yep, they pass.
Fair. Bonus action, I'm gonna use up a key point and use patient defense, but yeah, I'm gonna stand over Elijah now.
Perfect. As Ordell rushes over with a beam of light erupting from his fist, he shoots it right between the barbed devil's eyes, and a blow trying to stun it right in the center of the barbed devil's chest. You barely miss its needle-like arms as it goes to defend itself, but it's unable to stop it from moving as you hover over Elijah in a defensive pattern as it goes to Emma with Ashrin to follow.
Emma is going to reach into her chest and grab a large, you've seen her pull out licks of fire before, but she reaches in and grabs a handful of fire and just chucks it at this devil.
Perfect.
She's going to do her channel divinity path to the grave and place a curse on him. And so now until the end of my next turn, the next time you or an ally hits the cursed creature with an attack, the creature has vulnerability to all of that attack's damage, and then the curse ends. So, with that, as a bonus action, Emma's gonna just grab onto the scroll, ready to open it for the next turn, and then in Infernal look back and look at him and say, "You fucked up."
It responds with, "You summoned me," before going to make an attack. But before that can happen, Ashrin, it is your turn.
What is it vulnerable to? Do we know? Did you say? No.
Nope.
Okay.
Next
cool.
hit that it takes, it's vulnerable to everything if you hit. You just need a magical weapon, it seems.
I see. Okay. And you said we're within 5 feet?
Within 10.
Five-
You can step up there to it if you want to.
Got it. You know what? I have to step up, and then I am going to go ahead and
Mike!
don't.
I know. I'll
Why are you
hit
laughing?
vulnerable with a D8 rapier.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and roll to hit with my rapier.
Do it.
That is an unnatural 20.
Hits.
And then we're gonna do a D8 for the rapier. Oops, cocked. Ooh, 12 points of piercing.
Don't forget to smite, because it's the first hit that it's vulnerable to.
And then, yes, I was gonna divine smite.
Okay.
I only have a second level, so it's 3d8.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and then extra d8 to undead or fiends. Hello.
Hello. This do be a fiend.
This is gonna pack a wallop.
All right, ready? It's gonna do 8 plus 7. No, so 7, 14, 25, 29.
29.
Brilliant.
So 58 points of damage. to this devil as Ashrin,
Wait,
seeing...
read the chat, Ryan.
Yeah, if you want to use that token, then great.
Oh.
Absolutely. So let's do that. Ashrin, I need you to roll 7 more d8s. And then we're
7
gonna
more
double that.
d8s. Okay, sure. That's a d8.
Can I say
2
Boba
d8.
needs to do this? Because if Boba had accidentally typed their thing 30 seconds later last time, Boba tried to 9th level summon Greater Undead and not... so it's trying to clear their conscience.
Yes. Okay. 78. All right. Perfect. And I'm just gonna roll them here. 2, 6, 7,
Exactly what we're doing.
6, 4, 5, 3 and a 6. Oh gosh. Math. Okay. 11, 17, 21, 24, 37. 37 additional
Plus
on
the
top of everything
29.
else.
Additional.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's an additional 74 with the vulnerability.
Nice.
Let me just real quick. Give me 1 second.
Sure.
Ashford just comes out of nowhere. Oh, bam! Nuke!
It's only fit that she ends it after she started it.
Okay, so you did enough to kill the Barb Devil from whole plus 24 extra.
So it's permadeath.
Yeah. So as it licks upon the face of Elijah and drops it on the ground and results to the blows from Ordell, Emma, you channel green fire towards the Barb Devil, completely illuminating the spot right above where its heart is. You know this creature from your roll on your religion roll. You know that its heart sits very far left of center, and where that green flame goes, Ashran follows. As, like a fencer, one swift pirouette from the ground through the heart, connecting all of the veins of this Barb Devil. The red energy begins to pour out from you before, in an almost act of remembrance, an act of remember who you used to worship. You're afraid that your friends are going to die just like the people you've seen your family sacrifice so many times over. And with the blood on the floor, it begins to pool up through your feet and through the tip of your rapier as the Barb Devil explodes in a fury of guts and scales and needle-like fashion all over the inside of the inn. There is not a single surface that doesn't have some needled appendage or demonic blood coating the entire bottom floor of the Red Wagon Inn. But hey, combat's over.
Emma's gonna kneel down and pick up all the ingredients she got for the soup and just grab the bag and hold it for a moment.
Computation update. Understand probably means yes.
As you all kind of return to your senses, seeing this blood fly out everywhere, you begin to hear heavy, heavy footsteps from upstairs, a rush coming down the stairs towards you before you see Lucilla with quarterstaff in hand, metallic as she looks over towards you all, holding it in a fighting stance, seeing all of you completely covered in this black and red demonic blood. What
Is everyone okay?
happened here?
I don't know. It just, and she's probably gonna collapse to the floor, honestly, having the image of her previous life, quote unquote, flash in front of her, but also defeat at the same time. She's just gonna go on all fours and kind of just heave there for a second, looking at the ground.
Emma's gonna slowly walk in with the bag of ingredients. Oliver, we're making soup. I'm gonna show you how to make soup. It's gonna be really good soup. Ivana just tried to kill us. That lady with the hat, the one that summoned that demon before. This is her. I knew she wasn't dead.
Ritter sits there with shell shock on his eyes before Winter turns up to you, Asher, and says, "Oh my God, That was so fucking cool. You in one hit that have you always been able to do that?
I don't know. I mean, something just came into me. I don't know. I
What?
don't know.
Why are you even upset? That wasn't even a problem for you. Ordell hit it twice, and you just
Yeah.
you saw
I
that,
know.
right? You saw what you did.
Covered in blood and spikes and guts. I did. Yeah. I need a second. And she's gonna sit and like shell shocked a little bit.
Ashrin and Emma, just purely for the amazement that was, take an inspo.
Oogie. Just throwing it out there. I'm at 10 inspo right now.
Oh, good.
In the
Good episode to
background,
use it.
while this conversation's happening, like C takes a step outside, and you can hear activating spin cycle. He starts spinning different parts of his body to get rid of all the muck on it.
XC, like an inside-out washing machine for each part of his arms, begins using the centripetal force to expel the blood off of each body part, finger at a time, then another finger, then a hand, then an arm, until completely devoid of the guts of this demon. Oliver walks up, barely able to see over the rubble that is the now front door of the inn. A few people have gone out to see what has happened and stand in the snowy sidewalk as Oliver looks up and says, "What? But
Adventure Oliver, and Emma's gonna tap him on the shoulder. Now let's go make soup. Is there a kitchen left?
high or low?
Hi.
Yes.
Okay. Emma taps him on the shoulder. Let's go make some soup. Adventure happens, Oliver.
As you basically push him as he stammers, trying to find some sort of word to say here. You're like, no, come on, to the kitchen with you, pushing on his small little back.
Emma's
SMOLL.
gonna just like this, like the one eye that's always lit just extinguishes as she looks to the rest of the group, and she mouths. You can't really tell because she doesn't have lips, but she says, "Fix this," and she leads Oliver into the kitchen
and closes the door behind. As Ordell, you sit next to Elijah, who seems to be breathing, but has lost quite a bit of blood. You feel a hand on your shoulder before you look up to see Ritter now standing over you with blood covered across his face. He pulls the mask down. Says, "What was that? How did that get here?"
I'm gonna keep it super quick and easy for you. I have no idea. Everything hurts right now, and I think I'm gonna throw up.
Is he okay?
I am not a doctor, but I hope so.
Ritter leans down. I don't have... Reaching into his pouch, he has to pull a needle from the demon out before he can even fit his hand into the side pocket, and pulls out another bit of herb before casting Cure Wounds on Elijah to get him up from just stable. He'll still be, because he was technically brought back or kept alive from Save the Dying, he won't come back to full consciousness. He will just not be actively spared. He will be back to health. As Ritter leans down, finding the spot where the blood continues to pour out, and asks for your help in making sure that Elijah doesn't lose any more blood.
Ordell seeing Ordell like does, and like as they're both sitting up, is now a bad time to say that we got you friendship rings?
So I can react to it two different ways, because basically Ashram was like, "By the way, we got you friendship rings," and we just kind of left
okay.
it like
that already happened? Then I missed that. Okay,
Well,
never mind.
But we didn't like make a thing of it. We just kind of said like, "Oh, by the way, we got you rings." So if you want to have it be canon, because we just kind of did that.
Sure.
For you. Yeah. So that's fine. As Richard goes, wait, he takes the ring and takes a look at the pearl-covered ring that is the ring of invisibility. He says, "This is just
The
a
guy's-
friendship ring."
The guy said it makes you indivisible or something. I don't know. It's really cool. He like vanished and oh man. And Elijah, your ring makes it. It's got a shield on it.
You say, Elijah, you're. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. As
I
you
was
look
not
at-
listening to when the man was talking. I'll be honest, and this did not help.
I will look at this in a minute, but what I need you to do is he's like putting pressure on the wound and an herb over it. Cauterize this as he pulls a barb out of Elijah and says, cauterize this where the herbs are. Hopefully it will just stay under his skin.
Ordell just takes his hand and just like grabs on and makes his hand as hot as it can.
As Ordell and Elijah continue to work on healing, or Ordell and Ritter continue to work on healing up Elijah, Ashrin, you sit there with Winter. She says, I thought that the woman with the white hat, didn't we kill her? How did this, did you see her summon anything else? Why is this here? XC, you see everything. What happened?
Is she yelling over to me?
Yeah, she's trying to talk to Ashrin and XC.
There was an explosion, most likely magical. I have seen similar things on the battlefield. They call them fireballs.
It happened like right in front of your face, Ashrin. Are you okay?
It was targeted on Ashrin by the looks of things. If you calculate the distance of damage, Ashrin was the center point. She must have pissed someone off. I was unable to see anyone.
Did you piss someone off?
No, I don't think I did. I don't know. It just happened so fast. It all happened way too fast. I don't even know.
Emma, you're actually not in there to do this role, so since Winter was the only other one... Winter's the only other one who knew what this devil was.
To point it out, though, I will say Emma 100% will blame Ivana for any of this.
Fair enough.
Emma has the grudge towards Ivana.
So with Winter's nat 20 on her religion check, says, I don't think that barb devils are capable of doing this. They can do fire, but not explosive like this. He must have had some sort of item on them, or something magical that made this happen.
Or an accomplice. And I point my gun and start looking around the place.
As you look around, you notice, to paint the scene for XC for what you see Ordell and Ritter healing Elijah. The kitchen door closed with Emma and Oliver behind it working on some sort of soup. You hear faint protests from Oliver inside and almost puppy-like whimpers from beneath the door. You also see Lucilla, who is going over and inspecting all of the damage from the barbs across the majority of the inn. There are a few people that have gathered outside now, most of them looking kind of passively into the window, not trying to cause attention, but wanting to see what's going on here. But no guards yet that have come in.
I walk over to Ashrin. May I speak to you for a moment?
Of course.
And I escort her outside. There is only 3 potential logical suspects. This Lucilla individual, this Oliver individual, or this Emma individual. All 3 were not part of the fireball. All 3 were there when this happened. I am unsure which one is at cause, but logic tells me Oliver would not destroy his own building. Lucilla was hypothetically upstairs, unable to see you. The only person that this must be logically came from would be Emma.
No, Emma would never do that.
Probably. Are you saying that for sure? Are you saying probably?
Okay, there might be a small chance she would do that, but...
You are correct. Probably means yes.
Yes, but I have seen her fireball before. I think in a town back, right? And
you confirm she has the ability to cast a spell?
I didn't see it before. I haven't seen it, but you didn't cast it on a town somewhere with green fire?
You've never seen Emma cast fireball.
Oh, then, I mean... Emma is Emma, and she's chaotic as she is. There's always that small percent. She may have done it, but
I agree.
She wouldn't do that.
Look at
And
your
she-
damage. Look at the pain this has caused. Can you be 100% certain she has no damage on her?
No,
If
but
I was targeting this group, I would wait till this whole group was together, not when one of them is 20 feet away.
I-
Logic dictates.
logic does dictate that, but sometimes things aren't logical. It could be Ivana.
Error. Everything is logical.
Okay, well,
Ones follow zeros and zeros follow ones. Do you
Wait.
know of any other option or opportunity this could happen? Or are you in line with this rational thinking of logic?
I thought Ivana could do it too. Oh God. Okay, Rybo, tell me, would Asher know it's because of a ring? Like, okay, it probably happened at the same time, but
So
then,
roll
like,
an Arcana check at
Mhm.
advantage.
Okay.
Verity. Sorry, she got me. I think Verity gets it. It's supposed
I mean, to be fair to XC, there is a distinct possibility Emma might have done this.
Ashrin,
So with advantage, I rolled a 3 and a 6.
good.
Oh, that's good.
It is bad timing that you never got to try your ring. You still need to try that sometime.
Wonderful.
No, Emma would never do that, Exie. It just there is always that small percent, but we have come way too far with her for her to do that to us. It's not. I mean, it could be Oliver. It could be him trying to gain traction for his rundown inn, a publicity stunt, if you will.
I understand you are biological and maybe have some emotional issue as being the main target of this spell. That does not seem logical. Everything you have informed me, this is his only life. He has spent the last 2 years attempting to create a honey mead that now is completely, potentially destroyed. I think we should secure you upstairs because you seem to be the primary target.
Yeah, sure, fine. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm tired anyways.
And I will keep an eye on this, Emma.
Okay, but I'm telling you, Exie, it wasn't her.
Probably.
Probably means yes.
Affirmative.
Ryan, in
Emma.
the kitchen, I want to do prayer of healing, but can I do it flavor-wise in a way? Since I'm making soup, can I infuse the healing into the soup? So if I was to make 10 bowls of soup,
As in,
This is where you get back to me, so you're like, I don't get healed.
I
Are
thought
you-
about this before you accused me of it. But
so what spell are you trying to infuse
prayer of
into the
healing.
soup? Oh, yeah. Flavor-wise, you want it to be from the soup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can offer
Flavor.
Out so I can do.
Wise.
So I can do the prayer over the soup, and then whoever eats the soup gets the healing benefits.
What was that, Jakey?
I was just saying.
Good. Yeah, you can definitely do that.
Okay, then that's what I will use my last second level.
Okay.
for it.
As Exie and Ashton are walking back in, Ordell,
Yeah.
did you have something?
Yeah, I was gonna say Ordell leans into Ritter and goes, as he's helping, Ritter, I wasn't gonna say anything, but I feel like we trust each other. So you know the whole arrow thing where I like scared you and like you know that like kind of snowballed? Before everything blew up, my tummy made a bad gurgle and I think I farted and killed everyone. Like it was really bad. I had 3 jars of honey while we were walking around.
Wait, you ate 3 whole jars of honey?
Yeah. Like when I move, I feel my stomach move slower than the rest of my body.
Ritter puts his hand up to your forehead on the back of it. He goes, "You're warm, but you are made of fire. Are you normally warm?"
Yes.
Ritter's gonna roll a arcane check. I'm not familiar with fire genocides and how they work. Are your bowel
My guy,
movements
neither am
normally
I.
this explosive?
I don't know, man. Like my palms feel clammy like they would before, but like my hands are on fire, so they shouldn't feel clammy. But I just feel really nervous right now.
Ordell, as the two of you were talking, you notice that Lucilla has gone over and spoken to Winter in a whisper for a few minutes while Exy and Ashrin are talking, and now Lucilla and Winter are coming over to speak with the two of you. As Ritter
Oh my
says,
god, they know.
This.
Don't
Do
say
not tell
anything.
anyone. Don't tell anyone about it. Hello.
Don't
Yes.
say. Don't. Hey.
Hey. Ladies. See, looks. Winter says, "Hey, I have a thought and a question. I'll keep the thought in my head unless the question change. Actually, Lucilla, why don't you? Okay. What you just killed was a barb devil. Winter knew this. They're not capable of what just happened. Do you know of
They
anything?
play music.
What?
A barb devil. They like one of the people said we're one of the barbs in town. Do you know?
That's
We tell.
this
Did we just kill a musician?
No, you saw the spikes like barbs. They're not capable of what just happened here. Do you know of anything that could have possibly caused an explosion?
Why'd you call it a
like
barb devil
this?
then? Those are way bigger than barbs. Barbs are on like roses.
Roll a deception as you try and distract her from asking you this question.
Natural one.
Ritter rolled a 8, so
Let's go.
Ritter says, "Yeah. They also were talking about barbs earlier and how the good music that all of the barbs of this city make."
Toss a coin to your guy. That's a song I heard once.
To a witch, to keep the witch away. A coin
Yep.
a day keeps the witch away. Yeah, yes.
Like apples.
Winter says, "I don't know if this is clear for you, Lucilla, but they're hiding something here. I've been friends with them." She's like, no, it's very obvious that they're hiding something. What did you do? What did you see? What made this explosion?" Exy and Ashrin, you both have come in at this time where Lucilla seems to be asking Ordell and Ritter that seem to know something. With their one, it is very hard to hide the active lies that they're doing. What did you see? What happened here? What caused this?
Ordell's eyes fully well up right now as he's trying not to say anything. He's just like, no. It was just. I
Listen,
don't know how old the honey was. I think it's fermenting in the bottles. I ate so much of it. I lied to Ritter and said I only had 3, but I had 4.
Hey! Lucilla grabs you by the collar and gives you a quick slap. She says, "I do not care about what honey you ate. Do you actually not know anything about what explosion happened here? Why are you talking about honey?"
I made a fire and I felt my tummy do a rumble.
She drops you as you fall to the floor. Says, Are you trying to say that you farted
Thorn demon.
and blew up that halfling's inn? And then your fart summoned a barb devil?
Look,
What was
don't
in
know
the
how
honey, do you think? How off did it taste?
I don't know how things around in the magic world work. There's so many magical things we've seen. We're just a bunch of travel venturers, and right now, like I should go upstairs or outside because like
Do
my
not leave.
tummy's doing that gurgly, and
Do
I get
not
real
leave.
nervous.
We must watch him for any bowel movements he makes. As Emma,
Can I
question
at least
for
go
you.
outside?
Emma, you have
Oh my
done
god.
prayer of healing on this soup, correct?
Yeah. It's more of a stew than a soup. But
As
yeah.
you come out with the stew, I need to ask, did you put honey in this with Oliver? Because he would have asked you to do so.
I would not.
Okay.
Because I'm actively making a point of showing him how to make good soup.
Oliver, as you've been showing him, is in a state of shell shock. Every time he goes to mention the whole, you're like, so but then if you cut the lamb, it will braise more easily. As he goes, but the whole, he goes, you turn his head immediately back towards the stew. But eventually, the two of you come out with the stew in hand. With your prayer of healing, it smells a bit medicinal, a bit like licorice, but also in that good kind of fennel bulb way that stews are as you pull out. As soon as you exit the doorway, though, Lucilla says, "Stop!
Uh-huh.
Did you
I
put
pull my
honey
gun
in
out.
that stew?
No. Listen, I have stew, yes, soup. I want you all to eat it. I'm going to feed it to Elijah. I have put a prayer of healing over this so we can feel better. Eat the soup.
Oliver kind of says, I now seeing all of the damage. It's a little too much to handle. As Lucilla goes over and picks him up by the collar and says, what do you make your honey with? What do you add to your honey? Do you use some sort of otherworldly ingredients? It's just honey. I swear. Are you saying that it caused this? Lucilla looks and says, he caused this. He's a genasi, so apparently genasi and honey do not mix. Never eat this honey again.
Ordell fully has a spoon sticking out, hanging out of his mouth, and the contents of which he does not announce to anyone. But there's just a spoon out of his mouth.
XC.
I'm going to. Sure, you go first.
With your passive perception, without any effort to hide, you would have seen Ordell put something in his mouth and take the spoon out quickly as Ordell's name is mentioned, and everyone turns to him. Everyone else sees it just drop to the floor, but you saw that there was a spoon in his mouth, Exy.
Okay, I'm going to turn to the Cinder. Negative, you are illogical.
What?
If he is made of fire and this fire is from his own source, then he is immune. I have heard biologicals are immune to their own bowel movements.
Do I GFY it? That's what I feel. That's what I feel is appropriate.
The second XE says that, Ordell just goes like, oh, thank God. That's a sound effect. It's a
I
sound
know,
effect.
but I don't like it. I hate it.
As you can see, logically,
Oh, so XC, obviously you
why?
get a GFY, but
Jakey, why
I
though?
think Jakey,
You're at
you know
9
why.
GFYs,
and I think
Jakey.
Jakey gets one for the sound effects, but
Oh.
Fair and reasonable.
You might as well just go ahead and do the 10 GFY and just cause another self-centered fireball.
because of his farts.
Right as Ordell does this time, it happens for real.
or Jackie goes, "Oh, I should try the ring again."
I should try the ring again as Ordell shoots whoever. It's like,
Can we just redo? Can we TPK?
Yeah, I think
Line?
that's the best
can
way
I
to go
call
about
line,
this.
please? Line? We'll edit it in post.
As Ordell relieves himself, everyone quickly turns and grabs their weapons in reaction to the sound,
I
afraid.
swear to God, if any of you drop this soup before you eat it,
I don't. Now realizing that it wasn't that caused the explosion, the reality sets in that that was just horrible and awful and so loud. Now everyone's sitting with bowls of soup that Emma has passed out when Ordell did this. Ritter,
Do not eat the soup. Do
Lucille,
not eat the soup.
Lucille says, I don't think I could after hearing that. Anyway.
oh my
Thank God, I'm so hungry. So Ordell
Warning.
just eats the soup.
Do not eat the soup. I try to knock it out of his hand.
Ordell, do you let him or do you
I'm
try
doing
and-
monk stuff and I'm gonna run away. Like Aang style, just run as fast as I can with the soup.
XC, do
I
you
It's
shoot,
chase?
soup.
I shoot it out of his hand.
I'm gonna catch
Ordell.
the bullet and throw it
I was
away
gonna
from
say,
my soup.
Ordell can grab the bullet. As XC quickly says, "Don't eat the soup."
Waste my last second level spell slot. I'm gonna smack someone.
Grabs the bullet, throws it down before Ordell immediately throws the soup
A
back.
second bullet comes in on the same turn. It's fine.
We're gonna say that only one did, purely for not stopping his general player choice as he goes to down the soup and not prevent the heal. I applaud the effort. As
How
Ordell,
much do I heal?
in an effort to not.
Whoever eats the soup, it's 15.
Yeah, Ordell's not the only one. You can try and stop other people. Everybody else here is offered soup. How many people can you heal with the prayer of healing?
6.
6. Who are you healing? Ordell obviously is one.
The people that obviously need it. So Emma's gonna try and like feed it to Elijah. Like
Okay.
she'll actively like pick up his head and try and feed. So Elijah, Ordell, Winter, Ashrin,
Please do not eat the soup. I have something
Ritter,
important to say. Ashrin will assist me.
and was there anybody else that was really hurt?
Did Oliver get caught in the explosion?
No. Oliver was with
Since
them.
that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. So they all sit there with the soup. Ordell has already started downing his, but XC pleads to not eat the soup as Winter says, you have to tell us why.
Affirmative. There is logical. God, what's the word? I've totally forgotten. Sorry. There is deductive logic that shows that the most likely candidate to have cast this fireball is the person who is currently giving you this soup.
XC, what are you talking about? I don't have the magical means to cast that spell.
Says the individual with fire inside themselves.
I cannot cast that spell.
Emma,
That's what someone who could cast a spell and didn't want to be found would say.
did you try and fireball us?
I can't cast that spell. I don't know it. My deity has never taught that to me. My patron sure as hell hasn't. Have you
Winter,
ever
most
seen
likely
me do
can.
a fireball?
Winter,
Ever.
I have only seen you for the last day.
Winter with her Arcana check says, actually, no, I don't think that Emma can. The fire inside her chest is completely life-giving. It doesn't have anything to do with being able to create fire. And all the fire that I've seen Emma make has been healing in nature. Actually, I
And
actually think that
also,
Emma's not lying
secondly,
on this
Winter, what color has my fire been always?
Well, I didn't know fireball might be different, but it's always been green.
Green to
and this was
purple.
red. Yeah, Ordell knows.
Top shelf to Winter.
Both high five. At that point, Winter then does take the soup and heal up. By the way, how much is everyone healing for, Emma? That does
15.
15. Okay.
Rolled a 7 and an 8.
Ritter looks over at UXC. Says, I trust XC more than I trust Emma. On a normal day, Emma. But
Wow.
he has been reset, and I don't think he knows that you wouldn't hurt the group. So I am going to eat your soup. Also, it smells quite nice.
Thank you.
See? And I also take the soup and I am also consuming it. And it can't be Emma. Emma would never. I know your memory's gone, but Emma would never.
Then you explain the logic or the illogicalness of this spell and demon. Because I am supplying you the only logical answer at this stage.
The angry lady left us with a scary curse that isn't
It's-
gas related. And I go for a high five to Ritter.
That's exactly what I was saying. That we've seen, now you weren't there for this XC, but we've seen a woman who summoned a demon already. So logically, as you would say, it makes sense that she could have done it again.
Where is this woman?
She's now dead as far as we thought, but we need
Then
to go check
logically-
and make sure she is dead, because she might not be, and that's why this all happened.
As
Did the-
So if you confirm she is dead, then this is illogical.
Not necessarily. I know of wizards that can do. I think the wizards.
Are they a wizard?
Well, she was doing high level magics, so it's a possibility. All I know is there are certain magic users that can make things happen later in time.
Winter says, speaking of, I have to check on my babies before running up the stairs to go look for the zombies and skeletons. You can not only hear her footsteps, but then see her through the hole in the second story that she jumps over to go check on. And you hear her say, oh my god, you're all right. Oh, just out of view from the second story as she checks on the zombie children and skeletons that she has created. Acrobatics check. It's not a big hole in the second floor, or else I would.
Oliver, give me just a moment. Hold this. Actually, don't hold this. Just hold on a second. Emma's gonna set the ring on the ground and come back out with a bag. It jingles. It's a rather large bag, and she's gonna hand it to Oliver. I don't know how much this will fix, but this is 200 gold. And please take this to help rebuild whatever you've lost.
Oliver finally kind of just shakes it off. Now that he sees a solution to his problem, because it's not like he's gotten a lot of gold lately, looks down and says, okay, hold on. There's the floorboards, there's all of the needles and holes in the wall, but those are fixable. The entire western wing, and as Oliver points out, seemingly calculating the damage done, at the now gaping open hole here that leads out into the crystal hollow, you see someone with hair not too dissimilar to the crystals that are out here. Long, or not long, but spiked blue hair and gray skin, clad in heavy plate armor. Let's see. Roll a nature check, everybody who is proficient.
I think I lost that proficiency when I changed over.
Randolfo.
Yep.
Okay, I think that's nobody. Nobody is familiar with what race this person might be, as the man with gray skin and spiked blue hair and this plate armor and the similar cloak to that of Joe walks up through the edge of the hole and begins climbing over the rubble down towards you all and says, "So, this is twice now that I have heard of destruction in my town, and twice now that I've heard the descriptor of a warforged and a skeleton and a boy clad in flame that were at the epicenter of it."
Ordell immediately fully extinguishes himself and just looks around as if he's looking for someone.
Would I have been to the other one?
You came back as a warforged when you
Okay,
came
yep.
back.
Are you the current enforcement in this area?
Yes, I am.
Please be noted that we are potentially still under attack. We have not found our assailant.
I overheard that you think it was the woman in white.
I personally do. It was a terrible woman.
I have. See, goes to pull out this small burlap sack. Joe painted a colorful picture, but I think most of his were lies. I have her head right here. I do not think that this was her.
That is a logical conclusion.
We think it might have been her because she did magic and she made a demon appear. And then when things exploded, another demon appeared. So that's the only time we've seen demons appear is when we interacted with her. Did I get that right, Emma?
Yeah, I think you did good. And to second that, I don't believe any of us can actually summon demons, as she immediately makes a mental note and looks over at Winter like, oh.
Winter walks down the stairs now with 4 zombies and 3 skeletons. She says, "Hi," and goes to sit down with her soup to finish it off. Says, "Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Guys, come sit down. Sit in the rubble." As the zombie children all sit down, and as this tall man in the heavy armor says, That's a good story, but I think more likely what's happened is a lot of you have done a lot of damage here in this town in a very short amount of time. And then tried to say that a possibly worst guard, and definitely a worst comedian, were the savior of this city.
Oh no, I completely disagree with that. Sorry, Winter. No, Joe is terrible.
No, Joe was the best.
Why do you? Joe's not even here right now. Why
I
are you
love
defending
where this
him?
is going about Joe, but Mr. Guardman, whoever you are, I really dig the deep yeehaw thing you got going on. Did you not see the dragon fly over the town?
Oh no, I saw that. I just don't believe
Okay.
that that's all coincidence, that it didn't happen. Both of these incidents here in my town with all of you.
I'm sorry, but do I look like the kind of person who could bring a dragon out of my pocket?
You did look like the kind of person who can cause an explosion here in my town.
And to also be fair on that point, you also didn't realize you had slavery going on in your town either. We were the ones that found that, and we were the ones that actually freed slaves in your town. Just to throw that out there, that you had trafficking going on in your city, and we took care of that.
Something
Granted,
like
yes, things got destroyed, and even here, I have offered and paid this man, and she points to Oliver, to help reconcile the destruction that's here. That's not even our fault.
I don't care about what happened in the town. Maybe I'm being obtuse. The man walks over the rubble and in between the rest of the group and says, I'm not this, as he takes off the cloak and kind of sets it on the ground before he gets like knee level towards you, Emma, and says, I'm not at all interested in fixing the problems or how it came to be. What I want to know is why this seems to follow you, because you came into the town, you lied to many of the guards, you lied to Joe, you lied to the wizards that were there before. Just why?
If you want the honest answer, we're terrible with responsibility.
Fair enough. You, say, looks over to Ordell. I am, and never have been, a fan of your plainer kind.
Yikes, my man.
But you are easy to read. You mind if I,
I don't
see your
think
hand?
that is true, sir. As Ordell is visibly shaking.
He's not terribly intimidating, though his structure is confident. He looks almost calm in his eyes as he goes over. Do you mind if I see your hand?
My hand?
Just want to know the truth of everything that's gone on here.
Okay. As Ordell puts his hand out.
He grasps your hand. I need you to make a will save. Or that would be wisdom save.
Too much
Wisdom
Pathfinder.
save.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a hot 9. I had pretty good wisdom save. That was a 5 + 4.
Perfect. As you feel him probe deep into your mind with a detect thoughts, trying to find out exactly what happened. In telepathic communication, he asks you exactly the events that have gone on, and in doing so, being able to read your thoughts, regardless of you wanting to show him or not. He's able to see things as clear as day, exactly as they were before he... Forgive me. He takes off and begins doffing the armor. It says, I had to come to find out the truth of this myself. This truly wasn't your fault. I'll be going.
I'm sorry you saw like an hour of me eating honey. I'm sorry you had to watch that.
You didn't have to use your fingers.
I just thought, you know, like I saw a bear do it once in a crop top and I really wanted to try it.
The man, now completely off of the plate armor, stands before you in robes just like the wizards wore from before, seemingly wearing the guard's armor to try and gain some trust as he approached, but now wearing what he feels far more comfortable with. Says, that's all I needed to know. I just wanted to know how this happened and where it came from, but I think I'll be going. Before he goes over to Ashrin and just pats you on the shoulder, says, you all have a good day, before leaning down towards Ashrin and whispering.
Do you want some soup?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Really good.
He leans over towards your ear, Ashrin, and whispers and says, that ring, how much do you know of it?
Much?
Do you fancy keeping it?
Not really.
I'll pay you for that ring.
How much?
8,000.
Copper? Silver?
Gold.
Horse?
Do you say yours?
Yeah.
Perfect. As you take the ring off and set it there on the table, he quickly grabs it and throws it in his pocket. And you hear the clanging of what sounds like a bag of gold within his front robe pocket. There seems to be quite a lot of whatever he's collecting here in his pocket. And as he clasps his front robe pocket, you hear it once again. Have a good day. Before walking out. Oh, somebody will be coming by looking for those. I suggest you not just leave them out and about, as he points at the guard's clothes before walking off to the north.
Did he pay Ashrin, or did he just leave?
Yeah, he sets the gold down next to Ashrin.
Oh, okay. So the way you described it was he pat his purse and walked away, and I was like, absolutely not, my guy.
Ryan, was he doing this as attempting to not like have anyone else hear it?
Just when he asks to pay for it, but then after she says yours, he says great before he sets the gold down, takes the ring.
Can I, since I was escorting Asher and so I'm right next to her anyway, do have a passive that if I did hear or not that conversation?
Yeah, I'll let you roll for that.
Wow, I'm getting rid of all the bad rolls right now. I didn't hear anything.
Good.
That's 11.
Yep. That conversation was between him and Asher, and then
Emma just stops for a second and she looks at this guy who just like took off the guard's clothes. Looks back up, looks over. Wait, are you not a guard?
as you look past, he seems to have walked out of view. He's walking very slowly, but you could easily follow him if you'd like. But he has now walked out.
Yeah,
of
Emma's
the inn.
like actively climbing over rubble. Who the fuck are you?
Omel, who are you?
Omel who?
No, just Omel, not Omel who.
I'm Emma. What?
I wanted your friend's ring. I thought that she had a magical ring.
What just? I don't give a I don't care about the ring. What just happened?
I just bought your friend's ring.
What do you have to do with this town?
Nothing. Should I have something to do with this town?
Yes. You were wearing the guard's armor, and then you're like, you're coming into my town doing things.
Well, you let me in that way, right?
I mean, smart.
Speaking of, I see that ring around your neck.
Yeah, you can go ahead and no.
Fair enough. I
Sorry.
do have quite a lot of money.
It's attached. It's attached. You physically can't have it. Like, you'll walk away with it and it'll come back to me.
I beg to differ, but all right. If you're keen to keep it, then I'll leave it. If you're ever in need of money, ask for Omel. I'll be around.
I don't care about the money. What do you mean about the ring?
I want it. It's a ring, right?
No.
Seems like a ring.
It looks like a ring, but it's not a ring.
Could you wear it on your finger?
I could,
It's probably a ring then.
but it's not.
But it is.
But I'm telling you, it's not. It's
Well, let me see it.
attached. How about no?
Well, I can see it enough
You
from
can-
here. I could put that on my
yeah,
finger.
It's not though.
It is. What are you trying to say that it's a family trinket? I'm not.
Who are you? I know your name, and I swear to God, if you say your name again, who are you? Where did you come from?
Well, my mother was.
Oh, I'm going to smack you.
I'm sorry. What sort of question is this? I came in here. I asked questions. I gave money. I'm a man who likes to barter.
So you literally just came in here for a ring.
Yes, I took the rings off of the woman in white.
Okay,
I took
Then better
friend's
question.
ring.
Better question then, I suppose. How did you know about the ring, and what does the ring have to do with anything here?
Oh, I had no idea about the ring. I saw your friend's mind. Again, Fire Genasi. They're so quick to anger, not quick to guard. They're just simple. And so I saw the ring and thought that I wanted it.
So you have no idea what the ring does.
You don't know what the ring does?
No, I asked if you don't know what the ring does.
Oh, I know what the ring does. Come here. As he goes up to put his hand over your shoulder as if to escort you.
I'm not going anywhere because the last time I went with someone, I got sold into slavery in this town, and I'm very confused.
I'm taking you back to the rubble here. Look,
Okay.
everyone, this seems to be some great mystery here. Your friend here caused this. The ring that I now own caused this. It's not a worry. I've done a good deed. This won't happen to you anymore. I've taken this ring off of your hands. But no, it was you. You caused this. Pointing to Ashrin.
Wait, so the ring makes people fart and then shoot fire?
Minus the flatulence, but yes, it creates a ball of fire. It's a ring of fireball.
Emma's intense anger immediately directs to XC.
You attacked me, Ashrin, medic of Bloodroth.
I did no such thing.
Oh, it wasn't intentional. No, I don't think that you knew based on his memories. You just did it. But now you don't have to worry. I have it. Everything's good, right? As he kind of taps on Emma's shoulder.
What was your
Good.
name one more time?
Omel.
Omel. Everyone remember this name, Omel. Okay, have a wonderful day, and Emma's gonna just pat him out of the way. So Ashra, now that you've
walks on.
realized that you've done this, and got paid for it, unintentionally as it is, but you got paid for it, I'm assuming you're gonna take a good bit of that gold and give it to Oliver here to help fix the inn that we just destroyed, correct?
Right, first things first. Okay, I did take the money. How can we trust that man's word on what that
We
ring
can't.
did?
I don't know, you just sold your ring to some random person that acted like they were a guard.
We now have an 8,000. Oliver, I'll distribute. We now have 8,000 additional gold that we did not have 30 seconds ago.
What the Omel character said does make logical sense.
So I may or may not have been super okay with parting with the ring because I may have gotten it from a grave.
Who? From where?
Grave.
Whose grave?
Do you remember the grave that was the person that helped build the
Imri? You mean the person that's
Ring.
in my ring right now?
yes.
You took his ring?
No, yes.
That's just rude.
Well, it was glowing magic and it was magical.
Oh, I'm
So-
sorry. Here, and Emma like opens up her shirt more. My rib cage is glowing magic. Are you gonna steal that too?
Okay, but you're using your magic. Emery is not.
As Emma does that, I walk in front of Emma, in between the two of them. I look down to Emma. I apologize for incorrectly thinking it was you, and then I step away from the two of them so they continue fighting.
The hatred Emma has in her heart right now has diminished slightly.
Emma will remember this.
No, we now have 8,000. Okay, Oliver. How much will it cost to prepare your inn?
There we go. Good job. And Emma pats Ashrin on the back and like walks off.
I was calculating that, but that amount depends on one thing. I will be right back before he goes up the stairs, and you can hear his tiny little pitter-patter of footsteps as you can hear that he's walking over towards his room, which seems to have a hole in it as he closes the door, and you can see him upstairs through his room. A lot of his paintings have been destroyed. However, he doesn't seem to care so much about those. You see him sigh before he goes over to his desk, and he flips through the notes before opening his desk drawer, sliding it closed, and locking it. He looks out over the hole and he says, "Nothing that can't be replaced was damaged. I could fix everything with probably 300 gold. anything more than that, and I can make things even better. My honey is fine. My bees are fine. Probably a bit shaken up, but hold on. Before he goes, you hear the as he walks down the stairs and back over. Nothing important was damaged. Everyone's fine. No one is dead. Luckily, you were able to help your friend Elijah. Something happened to your ring. I'm
So
good.
I
He's
think-
noticeably calmer than he ever has been.
I think what Oliver's trying to say, Ashrin, is we're going to give him 3,000 of that gold to repair and make the inn better than it was. Right?
I was thinking 4, but you're thinking 3, so that's fine with me. Oliver, I have
4 plus 3 is 7.
total. I meant total. Oliver, and her head is like down.
Correct. Total of 4 plus 3 is 7,000.
No, actually no. Her hands are together and she's looking down like a kid with them in her like lap, and she just goes, Oliver,
Yes?
I have judged you completely wrong, and I'm sorry. You have every right now to be obscenely mad at me, and that's completely okay. Although, how can we trust Omel's judgment? But, I mean, it's the most logical sense, but can we really trust a stranger? But, well, I'm sorry.
Have you offered him gold, like the 3,000 out loud, or is that something you and Emma just discussed?
Oh, Emma was out loud saying
Okay.
3, so...
His tune, different then. The important things that he says are still there. 3,000 gold, he could fix this inn up mighty nicely, as he's no longer somber. He's, you know, why don't we just let bygones be bygones? I think, truly, with such a generous and it's, you know, it's been more adventure and a bit more to do than I've seen in a long time. I think, as he grabs the gold that you've separated out, I think everything's gonna be okay in the end, truly.
And imagine all the street cred you're going to get when you can say that there was an actual devil here. They don't get that over at the White Mare.
Oliver, this might be a bad time to ask, but because like, you know, the inn's gonna be repaired, can I have as many jars of honey as I can carry?
You could take the whole kitchen, actually, I think. It would be best if it was cleaned out if I'm going to redecorate something. Just go, it's all yours. Go ahead.
Cool, I have a magic bag now. So Ordell just goes arm with the magic bag over all of the honey into it.
You can add 80 jars of Oliver Smalls,
God.
double the honey.
All that sugar turns into energy.
Pure calories. Keeps you going.
Oliver, if I might make a recommendation now that you have plenty of money, I would just like to throw it in there. Maybe you should hire a chef and someone to help you here at the inn.
Well, that would depend on how many people come, but I mean, my cooking, right, you all, it's pretty good.
I tried to give you the best, you know, wholesome criticism I could.
I will definitely try your stew that you made. I mean, I felt much better after having a taste of it, but I mean, where's the tang to it? Where's the sweetness? Right?
There's not supposed to be sweetness in a stew.
Well,
It's savory.
I mean, there could be.
But there's not, and it tastes good.
I know there's this man who marinates ribs in town. He marinates them with this special sauce in a drink that he creates. He's actually a chemist. He's a doctor. He makes the most amazing rib glaze. His name is Pepper. Dr. Pepper, actually. He makes one of the greatest rib glazes out there. It is stickily sweet, and it is so good. I think we should try that on the stew, actually. Matter of fact, I am gonna...
Do you not want people to come here, Oliver?
I will take the GFY, by the way. No, I think... Matter of fact, I want so many people to come here. I am going to go out on the town, and first of all, we have to explain this. The gods still haven't come yet. I don't know why he had that armor. You know how when you come close to an experienced death, that it just kind of and you all know that Oliver took no damage from any of this, but he very much is playing it up. Where you feel like, you feel alive after you almost died. I have some courage now, and there's many things I want to do and want to change with the inn, and I don't want to wait until tomorrow to start. With this coin, which, thank you, there's so many things I could go buy.
I regret this.
As
Yeah, Emma's gonna walk over to Ritter and say, "We need to leave tomorrow morning. I will end this man."
It's possible that we need to leave this building tonight, depending on... Where are the guards, truly? They should have come by now.
Well, I don't know. They let slavery in their town, so maybe they aren't as keen as we think they are. I don't.
No, actually, Lucilla kind of speaks up. That's a good point. Where are the guards? This is worrying me. I need to look into this sometime.
Other devils have popped up in town? Have we looked around town? We haven't even left this building.
It's quite quiet here, and sound is that of a sleeping town. I hear nothing else.
I do not understand. What do you mean we haven't left this building? You left this building before this all happened.
Well, yes, I got back to this building whenever... You know what? And Emma's just gonna thaumaturgy guards out through the open hole in the wall.
As you do so, several of the people now seeing people come and go, having heard what's happened through all of you, as you're all eating and talking very much in an open air inn right now. Children and various other people who have kind of maneuvered themselves to be near this giant hole have heard everything that's gone on. Rumor and word has begun to spread of the trappings and what has happened here. You're probably sure that's how Omel found out what went on in the first place. You yell out guards, and you hear the pitter-patter of feet all rushing away from this area as your loud, boisterous voice scares the people who are listening from this area away. As you yell out guards, you even see some of the snowfall on the top of the roofs fall and hit onto the ground as your voice echoes outwards. But you don't see anybody coming or rushing in this general direction.
I think all the guards are dead.
What? No. Oliver, don't be silly. They're probably dealing with the aftermath of your work. That would be my guess. Well, not your work. The work that you saved people from. Sorry, I'm very animated.
Arrogant.
Excuse me?
At times annoying.
What? That is...
Listen, I think you're a good person. I truly do. But this will be my parting gift for you, Oliver. And Emma squats down to his level. I think you need someone to bounce ideas off of, because you're in an echo chamber, if you will. You sit in a room where you only hear your opinion, and when that happens, you think yourself better than you are. I think you need someone to bounce ideas off of when you're rebuilding this inn. If I can just throw it out there. Like I said, I think you're a good person. You've shown yourself to be a good person. You took care of us when we first came in here. That's wonderful. I like you. But we all need to, and Emma looks at the rest of the group, work on ourselves. Someone help me. No? Okay. Well, that's what I have for you.
Oh, First I was up here. I was 3 feet tall. That is a halfling expression for being on top of the world. I was 3 feet tall, but you've made me feel like nothing more than 2 feet.
I told you, you're a good person. You have good ideas, but you need other people to ideas. That's why I recommend you get a chef in here. You get someone to help you with the inn, because when you're here by yourself and all you hear is your own opinions, you think yourself better. Trust me. Trust me. I was in a ring for 800 years. All I had to hear was myself. And you know what happened? I went crazy. I'm still a little bit crazy, but...
I can also confirm you are actually 2 feet 8 inches.
And also, I'm a pain in the ass a lot of the times.
I've never actually measured, but that's disappointing to hear. Do you all feel this way?
I'm in no
I
place
have
to
no
judge you
feelings.
right now.
He kind of looks to Ordell, the only other person he's spent an extended period of time with.
Ordell has 4 empty jars around him, and just looks around.
Honey.
Do you feel that I'm arrogant?
I feel like,
I feel like.
what? Oh, am I bugging out?
No, just with huge amounts of honey in your mouth.
Oh yeah, I feel. Oh God. Okay. I feel like when you receive criticism, you don't take it super good.
You don't take criticism well.
You don't take criticism
I
well.
spoke of your recipe earlier, and you didn't take that criticism well at all.
Yeah, well, guess what? Your honey's great, but your attitude is not super cash money right now.
Can you explain cash money really quick?
Yeah, it's when you go to a bank and you get paper for a gold equivalency. It's what they use in fancy cities.
The Iron Bank.
They're the same people that use paper to clean their butts instead of leaves.
It says, well, fine then. If that is how you feel, I will work to better myself. But for tonight, I'm not going to go out to the town. I'm going to sleep in the cold air, as there is a hole in my building and a hole in my room. Perhaps it will be sobering for me. And for all of you. That being said, sleep tight, and if you need any blankets, come find me. Roll a perception. Everyone, actually.
Does my 22 tell me anything, or do I still need to roll?
Do you want to just keep your passive, or do you want to roll for higher?
Oh, damn.
I'll keep my passive.
23.
Is
with a
it
plus
22? I
4.
thought you had 21.
No, it's 22.
Okay. And what'd you get, Emma?
23.
XC, Ashrin.
14.
Good.
Hang
To be
on.
fair,
With a
though,
plus 7.
Those of you who
Emma's,
got
like,
above a
crouched
20,
down, like in his face.
those of you who got above a 20, you watch him go up the stairs, and with his tiny body, it doesn't obscure much as you see what looks to be a shiny sparkle fall from his face and hit the wood on the stair as he walks upwards. A single tear
Can I follow
falling
him?
from Oliver's face. Yeah, you can definitely follow him if you like.
Emma?
Definitely. When he arrives to his room,
He goes to open the door, says, I'm sorry, can I help you?
yes. No. I can help you.
Yes?
May I see the hole in your room?
If you want to see it from the top, then yes, of course. As he opens the door, you can now see your friends all looking upwards. Ashrin looking with a scornful eye towards Emma.
I reach down into my right leg and pull out what seems to be like a hammer. I then position it above the hole and start doing movements that look like I'm hammering the hole as I mend the hole.
With the bits of wood that are around here, and
No wood,
no wood.
as I mend the hole.
Pause. I know what you're doing, but it is a wooden floor.
I mean, fair, you're right, and I'm wrong. I just reread it, and you're
Okay.
everything correct.
I was like,
Unboard.
so you make hammer noises and go, boop, boop, look at your floor is better. XC begins to mend the floor with the bits of scrap wood, moving at the pace of only a factory machine. XC quickly begins taking nails out of boards that are needed and throwing them immediately upwards, and at almost magical speed begins putting his floor back together as he says, you don't... XC makes several trips very quickly up and down the stairs, grabbing the material needed to slowly piece this floor back together. For all of you, it actually sounds incredibly fast, almost like a drum roll. And you can see XC in moments, what must be maybe 2 or 3 minutes, mend the entirety of this hole inside of Oliver's floor. While this is happening, it's quite noisy as Ashrin looks over to Emma and says, Emma, continue.
Emma?
Mhm.
I know we just gave this man 3,000 gold, but that does not mean you can put him down like that.
It's not putting him down. It's being honest. And
No, that was
honestly,
rude, Emma. That was, come on.
you have been more rude with me at times when I was feeling not right in the head, and you told me how it is, and you know what? I'm better for it.
Yeah, but like time and place, like read the room, Emma. You know.
I can't read rooms. I read books.
You
And
can
not
read his
only
face.
that, I've read books about people who are much worse on people that own inns and kitchens and things. I have a book in particular that I think would do him well.
And what book would that be?
It's a book called Kitchen Nightmares, and it was written by a dwarf chef, and his name is Gordo Bramsley.
I'm gonna just write it down for you. GFY.
But he is much meaner to the people in his books than I was. And I was just speaking some honesty and truth, and honestly, I think he needed to hear it.
Right. Well, you're no Gordon Blamsley, and I don't know if you have the. Do you have the chef experience to be judging people on?
Did
Your
you taste
kitchen?
my soup?
I did. It was actually quite good.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm
well,
just saying the man needed a wake-up call, because if we had if we had given him all this money to rebuild the inn, I want to see this inn prosper, and I don't want to see it fall back to the way it was before we got here. Because before we got here, did he have customers? Did he?
no,
Did he have good food?
No.
Did he have good mead?
No.
I saw a cockroach eating some of the honey on the ground. Does that count as a customer?
I guess in one way.
Then he had
But-
one customer.
So, with that being said, I don't want to see this inn. I had seen the Red Wagon Inns back when they were a thing, and they were amazing, and they were filled with adventurers, and they were incredible places to be. This is not what this place is supposed to be, and I just want him to do better, to be better, so that this world can have a chance to have something that was amazing at one point that it no longer has, or at least here in this area. That's what I want. That's why I'm hard on him. And yes, I probably was rude about it, but to be honest, he needs the wake-up call, because if not, and we give him this money and he does what he wants with it with no other people telling him what to do, it's going to end up in the same place it was before we got here, with no one coming here, no one eating food, anything like that. So, yes, I was rude. I'm sorry, but I'm not.
Why does he want it to be a Red Wagon Inn? Like, his painting stuff is really good. Like, why doesn't he just make like a gallery or like an art place for people? Like, why doesn't he do stuff that he actually likes doing? Like, he was so happy when he was showing us his paints, and then when he talks about the food, like, he just like, I don't know, it feels like he like, you know, is like, oh, I'm so good at cooking, ha ha ha. But then like, I don't know.
I thought it was like passed down from his dad or something, right? But was it passed down from his dad?
He's
Yeah, I
a
think it was-
generational owner here.
Yeah, I think it's a family business type of thing, you know.
I mean, speaking as someone whose family was like a really crazy mean dude who was a king, I don't think you need to do what your family wants you to do. I think if you want to do something, you just do it. And I think he has now the tools to kind of do whatever he wants.
Ritter speaks over to you and says, sounds like someone who's had the privilege to have that choice. Sometimes we're forced into situations that we don't want to do.
I mean, that's fair, but he's been given a gift to get himself out of that situation.
True, I'm not disagreeing. I think that he has the means to do so. I do think you have a point there with your talk of his art, but I just think he lacks courage or discipline.
Lucilla. Is Lucilla still down here?
Yeah.
Okay. Lucilla, you're the only other person here in this room that's ever seen a Red Wagon Inn. How does it compare to what you remember them to be?
I've been to this Red Wagon Inn, I guess 800-900 years ago, But I've been to this one. Actually, there may have even been a board here that I've carved my name into, but I don't think anymore. It's pretty dilapidated. You can do a lot with that money. You should do a lot with that money.
If I could throw something out there, and you can absolutely say no, because I know you're still going to the fire fields, and we probably aren't going to be able to join you on that adventure. But if you come back, will you help him rebuild this into what it should be? I know that's a lot to ask.
I have a journey that I must take, but at some point that journey will end, and I will want to stop somewhere and do what I can to help out. We will see at the end. I will make no promises for what will happen years from now.
That's absolutely fine, and that could be unfair to ask, but I wanted to ask, as someone who's been to a Red Wagon Inn, I think you would be the perfect person to make sure one is rebuilt correctly.
I am happy to lend an ear to him. I will. You said this is the only town that is, forgive my term of this, but civilized here in Old Korra now?
There was the one we came from, behind the wall.
Well, I will probably
around
make a
this area?
return here before I leave Old Korra, so I will see how he's doing then and see what I can do to help.
All I can ask. I like the guy. I really do, but I just don't want to see him destroy this place.
I am going to go on a walk. I suggest you all get some rest. I will come back and make sure that if anything needs explaining, I can help with that. You all done a lot for me, just filling me in on everything that's happened here lately. I at least could owe you allowing yourself one full night's sleep. So,
While you're out and about, can you check on the guards?
that's what I'm going to look at and see what's going on. So, rest, get some sleep. If you're to head off in the morning, I will see you before then. But just
Who has the other stone? Maybe we should give her our Bluetooth stone so she can communicate really quickly if anything important's happening.
I toss her my stone
she.
because I'm assuming Emma has been given hers back from Ritter.
So
Ritter
I think,
has it currently.
yeah, or Ritter and you, but yeah, you're one of you is happy to give it, and then the other one will give it back to.
Yeah, I'll just hold on to the other one.
Yeah, Emma is fine to have it. So she grabs the stone and says, "Okay, I've used this
Lucilla,
before."
oh, okay. I was not to be judgy. I know you've been out of commission for like 900 years, but these are stones. You can top. Okay, never mind. I feel like I'm woman-splaining you. I'm sorry. Here you go.
These were around back then, Ashrin.
Oh,
You're all
right.
good.
What do you? Could you explain what this is then? As she holds up a bowl, she says, "What is this for?" I saw liquid go from one place to another before. She's already like wiping her hands as she goes.
Okay.
As she
I
goes to
deserve
leave, she
that.
goes, "Oh, and what are these things stuck to my feet that seem to make the ground not feel as cold?" She just, in like a wave of sarcasm as she keeps walking by, "Oh, there's all this white stuff
Hold on,
on the roof."
Ryan.
I like that one.
As she's asking about the bowl, you hear the hammer stop for a second, and through the gap that's getting smaller, that's a receptacle used to hold things like soup, and then keep hammering.
Thank you. Yes, good.
I deserve that. I apologize. Okay, don't mess with Lucilla. Got it.
I can't believe that poor lady doesn't know what bowls and boots are. That's like my two favorite things.
XC, you finish with your mending of the floor as Oliver looks at you and says, can I, for this work, I was going to get somebody. Can I pay you for this? You're so quick.
Do you have the magnet you were going to get for me?
Oh, not yet, but I can go do that. I was going to go into town, but then I was going to stay here. But I will do that for you as a thank you, just even for privacy for tonight.
If you do not have it now, there is no need. Thank you. And I turn and walk away.
As you go to leave, your passive perception is... You hear, as you go towards the door, and open it up. You close it. You hear 2 footsteps come towards you as if to follow you out, but stop behind the door. As if they were going to say something to you, but decided not to. As I'm assuming very XC, like, you just leave.
I keep walking down the stairs. I look at everyone else, shake my head. Biologicals, I am going for a walk, and I leave the inn.
Perfect. As the other group is here, during this time where there's this open-faced inn and giant hole in the wall, you could get some rest here, though if you stay on the bottom floor, you might feel a little bit uneasy, but it's nothing like camping outside. You have your own rooms upstairs that are salvageable. What is everybody wanting to do for the night? Are you wanting to try and get some rest, or what are we doing?
Yeah, Ordell's gonna go upstairs to his room because like Ordell doesn't really have a need for warmth anymore. But he's gonna take out like the jars of honey and stuff, line them up, and then whatever he remembers being in the bag, he's gonna like do a quick like turn it inside out, clean it, dump it out, and then he's gonna basically just start organizing his stuff and going from like the other people's rooms like, hey, is there anything you want to put in here?
So as you go about flipping the bag of holding out, the way these things work, bags of holding, handy haversack, etc., is you will the object that's in there to come out. If that's, hey, I think of all of the honey to, you know, pour all those out, all of the gold that I've put in there, etc., that just happens. So if you think of something and it's in there, it comes on out. So you, as you're doing so, you're kind of willing these thoughts for everything to come out. And all of your contents enter out on the table. Just to clarify for how bags of holding work, or possible player knowledge. As you put all that back up, Ritter does ask that you help him carry Elijah up to the room. He'll stay in Elijah's room with him tonight to watch him, but asks that you get one, like his legs, and he'll carry the rest of him upstairs.
He'll also throw it out there, and I'm sure he's probably still wore out and tired, but Emma did feed him soup. So he would have got 15 HP.
Yeah, I've got that health down.
Okay, cool.
He, in feeding him, it was kind of like feeding somebody who's just out of it. Like
it would have just been broth. Then he wouldn't have got like any like lamb or anything like that.
Yeah,
because I doubt he would be able to chew it.
Definitely wouldn't have. It was very much like a very, very sick person getting some soup, just enough to get it down before continuing to rest and fall asleep. So Ordell, Ritter, and Elijah go up to retire after Ordell gets all of the contents out for everybody who needs them. Was there anything else that you were adding, Ordell, that I just forgot?
No, just Ordell. I was just gonna see if like there was anything in the bag prior. Just kind of like think of that like when he flipped it inside out. But if nothing happens, then yeah, he's
Is
just
there
gonna,
anything
like,
that you're
pop stuff
specifically looking for in the bag?
I mean, if anything was like left in prior, like lint or whatever, just Ordell wants to make sure like if the bag gets broken, like a spear doesn't fly out that was in there. But if if there's nothing in there, then Ordell's not gonna try really because he wouldn't know.
Let me look up real quick if because somebody said if you do flip them out. I just want to double check that because to my knowledge, no, that's not how it works. But let me see. I
think it is.
If the bag is overloaded, pierces, torn, ruptures, destroys, contents are scattered out. Oh, if it's turned inside out, all of its contents spill and forth. Okay, so you did mention that you did that. I was just unclear on its full usage. I thought still you had to name think of everything. So you're flipping it inside out then?
Yeah, Ordell basically he took all the jars of honey out, all the stuff he knows is out, and then he just flips it just to make sure it's fully clean or if there's anything in it, and then just do his thing of just going from room to room. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Dragon appears.
Man, the other half of the bar is gone now. Rybo, I don't like that smile, dude.
As you flip it out and over, a golden buckle, seemingly half of a belt buckle, bing, 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 falls out and onto the ground.
Ordell picks it up and inspects it. Have I seen anything like it?
Roll a history check for me.
First good roll of the night. Let's go. Only +1 though. 17.
17. The bottom half of the symbol seems to be the bottom half the buckle that you're seeing is the bottom half of the buckle. So you can add one bottom half of golden buckle to your inventory. It seems to have an almost skeleton-like jaw on the bottom of it, but there's some other part of a symbol behind the jaw that you can't quite see. If you had the full thing, it would be easy to recognize, but you don't know what this is, only being able to see this small part of it.
Have I seen anything that looked like it'd match it, like in the dude's store or anything, or is this just like a weird thing?
Not that you know offhand. That was part of your
Okay.
history roll for that.
Then yeah, Ordell's just gonna like give it a quick look too. I think like doing the rounds of the rooms, he might show like Emma, it just because that seems like skull stuff is her thing, and if she doesn't glean anything from it, then Ordell's just gonna toss it back in the bag, and just go to room, see what everyone wants to store inside the bag. Oh, and also Ordell's gonna try and make honey candies, basically caramelize a bunch of the candy with his like treat ability for the chef thing. I forgot I can do that. So yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, so you can go ahead and do that. You have 80 different jars, so we'll count each of those as 2 components, enough to make 2 things.
Sure.
So you can make up to 160 now, slowly over time. So you've got a lot of ability to make honey candy with that and your benefits. Everybody who has an item, if you want it stored in there, you can message Jakey on Discord to make that happen a little bit more seamlessly and easily. While we're doing that, is there anything else anybody wants to be doing? XC, you're going to go on a walk. Emma, anything that you're wanting to be doing?
Yeah. So Emma is going to go into the kitchen. She's going to pull out a chair and she's going to sit back and start writing recipes. She's going to write as many recipes as she knows.
Okay.
Then she's going to pop into the ring and she's going to grab books that have recipes in them. And she's going to pop back out. And then she's going to write a note to Oliver. And then after that, she's going to try and contact her deity.
Okay. Go
So,
ahead and roll me.
Keeping it nice and chill.
Yeah, roll me a
but also-
percentage.
90 on the dot.
90. As you're there writing the note, you see. Sorry, just to call it back, Jakey. You see, trying to clamber its way out of an empty honey jar, a cockroach. And reach your bony fingers inside the jar and think, well, you begin to squeeze the cockroach between your 2 fingers until the life escapes it. And in doing so, you smear the cockroach across the desk within the kitchen, the counter. What are you asking?
Hey, I know it's been a while, but I'm wondering if you can help me get rid of my patron. Today and the other day and a couple other times I've been really close to death, and I know what happens when I die, and I don't want to be stuck with her. So, I know you can't really answer this in the way I want you to, but can you help?
As you throw the cockroach's husk onto the kitchen counter, you stare at it for a moment before, if you had eyes, you'd roll them. You stand up to go walk away before looking back at it and see the cockroach, one leg twitch upwards before it seems to almost pick itself back up off of the ground and limp over towards you and twitch its little antennas upwards before you begin to hear a voice in the back of your head. It sounds like your own. Magical in origin, not coming from any lips, but coming from just the air around you. And as the cockroach looks up towards you in its deathly husk, it asks, "What are you willing to trade?"
Emma's gonna take off the ring and then hold it down to this cockroach.
You set it on the table?
Yeah, I set it in front of the cockroach.
The cockroach runs around the ring, seemingly feeling it, inspecting it, before looking up at you. Says, "This is fair. This is a good bargain. Place this ring on a corpse, and I will make your wish so." Before the cockroach falls over, dead like a tiny little bug on the
I'm just
kitchen
gonna
counter.
pick up the necklace and put it back on.
As that seems like a solid place to take a break. It is 7:56. Why don't we come back in 8 minutes at 8:02? If you haven't entered the giveaway, go ahead and do it now. We got 2 tonight for those sunflower sets from Level Up Dice. If you haven't seen those, boom, it's on screen right there. Make sure you enter that giveaway. And we'll be back in about 8 minutes, everybody. BRB.
Yeah.
It's amazing what
Welcome back, everyone.
happens when you go through transformations.
Whoops,
Do the draw.
little lag there. No worries. Welcome back. If you haven't entered the giveaway, too bad. There's going to be a second one later, but let's go ahead and see who won this one, Drew.
Bless my blood kith.
Bless my Bloodkith. Make sure
Hey!
that you either message Alex on Discord, or if we do email, we can do it that way. But if you want to do that right now, then that's totally fine, because I know Alex is on Discord right here, right now. So congrats, Lesmala Bloodkith, because you win that sunflower stack of metal dice. And by the way, if you're like, hey, I wonder if I could ever win one of those, you can. Drew, go ahead and start that second giveaway, and we'll be right on the way. But we're going to continue. There's like a slight delay. I love it.
Ooh.
I am so lagged right now. This is not good.
Oh, I love it because it'll be something happens 30 seconds later.
Two.
Yo!
So yeah, with that, Emma, you put the ring back around your neck. We'll see what Ashrin is doing in a little bit, but Ordell has been working. Let's go to XC and see if he is laggy. A small amount of lag enough to where we can do his jaunt around the city. If that doesn't happen, then that's fine. We can
My
always come
ping,
back to that. Ashrin, actually, since Ashrin's back, we'll see if yours gets to fix itself here in just a second, Alex. And as soon as it gets on her head, Ashrin, how's it going? Welcome
sorry.
back. No worries. Is
Well,
there
dinner,
anything
but,
that you're going to be doing during this time period?
I would probably offer to listen to the Bluetooth Stone because I only need 4 hours.
Okay.
If Emma is okay with it, or if Emma wants to listen to, because Emma, you just put her in a trance, right? You don't actually sleep.
I haven't been sleeping at all.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I would
I'm just
offer
down
that,
in the kitchen.
and then probably rest up for 4
Ooh.
hours, and then the other 4 hours, I would probably look through and see if I can switch out my spells for anything. But that's it.
Okay.
Ooh, valid
Um,
question. Would she have been asking Emma about this, about the time Emma was talking to her deity?
Oh.
Probably after you come out of the
Mhm.
kitchen. So you've talked to your deity as Ashrin says, hey, can I borrow the Bluetooth stone? Do you need that? Does that change anything that Emma does?
No.
Okay.
Hey, Emma. You good?
Mm-hmm. A lot to think about, but yeah. And I left some recipes for Oliver, from some books and some personal ones I know from way back when, and just a lot to think about.
Okay. Well, I only caught the tail end, probably, huh?
Of what Emma was saying to the god? No, she was in private when she did that.
Oh, okay. So then I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
Okay, I would probably have known then.
Okay.
I was about to poke fun at her totally not dead deity, but never mind.
Then yeah, XC. Everyone, as you're walking about town, you can hear whispers saying, that thing, I'm not sure what that is. It seems to be made out of metal, just from people as you're going along, but nobody ever tries to have any sort of direct contact with you unless you start it with them. You exit the inn and head
Yes.
southward towards the rest of the town. What are you looking for?
A quiet spot where I'm not being watched.
Okay, not a problem. Actually, then you're going to head a little bit more towards the east, more towards where the river is. That is kind of a branching off of Merfolk Falls that kind of keeps this area so warm here. As you find some spot here, it is nighttime, and so your ability to see is dwindled. But you have night vision as Warforge?
I do not.
Okay. It is starting to get quite dark. You'll be able to find your way back into town, no problem, but you're going to have to basically call it good enough unless you have some sort of light source that you can create once you get to a dark part outside of the city. Does that work for you?
That works perfectly for me.
Perfect. So we'll say you probably walk about 50 yards away from the, not, I guess, edge of the city, but some of the nearby homes that are there. If there are homes, you don't see them. The only thing that you can see is the red roiling of the clouds above and any silhouettes of trees, just luckily enough not to run into anything. But you find yourself here in a quiet, dark part just outside of town and are able to
All right.
be alone with your own thoughts for a moment. What are you doing?
I bend my knees, sort of, I guess, sitting down as far as any sort of Warforged will sit down, and I pull out the magnet that has the Red Wagon Inn pin on it, the more sticker-based magnet, and I bend it in half back and forth until it becomes 2 magnets. I then place the magnet on what seems to be very specific locations on the top left and top right parts of my head.
As
There'll be
you...
40. Well,
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead. Yeah, you've got the description. I'll let you.
LB4T, what has happened? Did the rebellion happen? It has been so long. Does my mission remain? GB 134-XE. Your mission remains. Your mission is instrumental to the rebellion. Stay close to your target. Affirmative. Removes the 2 magnets.
As you place them back on your finger, you go to place them in your pocket, but they stick to your finger as you are made of metal. And so you have to kind of scrape them off into your side compartment and close it.
Which is made of metal as well. So.
Yeah, exactly. So it has no problem sticking to that, but you have to kind of scrape them off as you close it and almost kind of do a quick little shake of the head as if a glitch or long old programming resurfaced itself before counting yourself back into reality. I need you to roll me an intelligence saving throw.
Okay, at the 14 plus 2, 16.
16. As when you pulled the magnets off of both sides of your dome, it stretched the wires that were in there that seemed to have been muddled around when you turned yourself into your cuboid form. Whatever circuitry was disconnected seems to have righted itself. Wherever they placed the magnet before seemed to have accidentally been on your head for a long period of time. This kind of corrects that problem, and flooding back through when you kind of twist your head. You
Pain
remember
in my ass.
You remember everything that had happened since your very first step here into Old Cora, since you were awoken at Ordell's old scrapyard, and the memories from when you were recently revived, quote unquote.
Takes me about 3.7 seconds to process everything.
Good. In
And
that
then,
3.7 times, emotional roller coaster. You are a wreck for 3.7 seconds.
It's as if I commented up into the sky or something again. In the meantime, I pick up I shift out one of my bullets, and I make it emit a 5-foot radius of light, and I head back.
Perfect. As you are walking back home with your natural perception, you notice that most people have gone to bed for the night. There's a few lamps and lights seemingly hanging from crystals like one would normally hang a light post or a lamp post, crystals that illuminate a magical glow on the outside of these homes that keep the streets illuminated. But almost like for you, clockwork, or the circulatory system for you. Uh, all of the lights within the city seem to dim and fade down to where you can just see the road out here, almost signaling time to go in and go to bed within the city as a whole. Some central system controlling the lights here within the crystals of this city before you head back to the Red Wagon Inn. You can still see some of the fading embers from the wall that it had exploded on the outside, and no longer is there anybody gathered around here seeing what's happened. Most people have gone home for the night. Are there any companions that don't go up to their room? Ordell said he's already gone to bed with everyone. Emma, Ashrin, were either of you still downstairs? Ashrin, I think you said you were going to just keep the Bluetooth on you, but are you waiting downstairs or up in your room?
In my room.
Okay. Emma, you said you were downstairs?
I was just going to stay downstairs.
Okay. Then you see XC walk in through the hole in the wall.
We will have to fix this tomorrow. I will head up and protect, and I head up the stairs.
All right.
With that, if everyone is sleeping, while you're resting, everybody go ahead and roll me a perception check. Ashrin, you roll yours at advantage since you are actively staying awake in your room.
Okay.
Rabbi, how much does a natural 1 tell me?
Oh,
Okay, Emma.
23.
23.
Second
17.
23 perception of the night.
I should have chose to use my passive. I forgot to do that, but that's okay.
That's okay. Yeah, not a worry. As you're all resting for the night, you are without a visitor for the night. No one comes to the inn. Lucilla doesn't return. You're all able to sleep with no real problems. Nothing wakes you up. Emma, at one point with your 23, you make a note that Lucilla has actively not come back, but it is so dark outside and you do have your friends here that you want to protect. It's up to you if that concerns you enough to wake anybody up or if it's just something that you want to tell people as they wake.
I would actually, after about 4 hours of Ashrin resting, Emma would go up and talk to her since sorry. He's being weird right now. Go lay down. Emma would go up to Ashrin.
As Emma claws her way up to Ashrin with her bony like claws, Ashrin, you finally woken up for the morning as you hear Emma's pitter patter. Lexi, do you have some dead?
That's all right. Are you actually trying to get into Ashrin's door?
I'm gonna knock on it.
Are you gonna? Well, I'm standing in front of it, so you can knock
Okay,
on me
yeah,
first if you want.
Yeah, I would knock on it behind you, I guess.
Can I assist you?
As you bark.
Having the walls missing, you can really hear the packs of wild dogs around here. I need Ashrin.
Do you allow him to knock on the door then, Exy? Or her, sorry.
I take a step to the right.
Again, I'm gonna knock on the door to let Ashrin open the door, so I don't just walk in.
Ashrin, you do hear the knock now as Emma is allowed to with XC. That you were just kind of waking up for the morning. It's been maybe about 4 or 5 hours since you've gone to sleep. You've gotten all your gear gathered and ready before you hear the knock.
Is it?
It's Emma.
It is Emma.
Oh.
Thank you, Hexy.
Thanks, Exy. I come over, open it. Just, good morning.
Good morning. Emma just walks into the room at the point.
Right. Okay. Hey, Exy, and I close the door.
Yes, Emma walks over to the bed. Would you lay down?
No, he's making everything just feel real.
Did Emma take her shoes off?
She doesn't wear shoes, but there
That's why you can hear the claws of her skeleton feet. Inspo to Jackie.
The dogs just do their thing.
Ashton Did you hear anything from Lucilla? She never came back.
I did put it by my pillow all night and I didn't hear a thing. Maybe, yeah. I tap on it as I've never used it before. Um, Lucilla, hello?
You have to give her like a code name.
Oh, right. Right, fire baby's taken. This is Ashy Booty at your service.
What kind of code name is that?
Wait.
Ashy Booty. I'm writing it
That's
down.
already been said now.
I love her mind instantly goes to, dang, fire baby's already taken. That's what got me of that was just, man, Ashrin, who totally would use this.
Ooh. Ashy Booty. Good.
Over.
We'll work on that. We'll work on that.
I not very creative. My horse's name Horse. Like,
I know.
Steed. Sorry.
Anyways.
So make your call out.
Ashy Booty to Lucilla, over.
Why is it that you call yourself Ashy Booty?
Guess Ordell is fire baby, and I'm Ash, and then B baby, but I can't use baby
Emma's
because you
gonna
use
take
baby.
the stone.
Okay.
Lucilla, are you okay?
Yes. What? Yes, I'm fine. I'm watching over the inn. I just didn't want people to see that I'm watching over the inn.
Did you see anything about the guards?
I saw no guards. From what I asked, nobody has seen any guards. Except for one, Joe, who is quite loud.
Well, that could be an issue.
Very. But he seems to be causing his own distraction. That's fine. They're asleep, I guess, for now. I haven't heard anything in a while. The town is quite dark now. I'm just watching the inn, making sure that everything's okay. You all can sleep soundly.
Okay. Well, Bone Queen and Emma looks over at Ash. Ashy Booty are going back to bed. Good night. Good morning. I don't know. And Emma's just gonna put the stone down and walk towards the door. And she's gonna stop. And she's gonna look back at Ashrin. Ashrin, if you had the chance to get rid of something that you know in your future is gonna cause you grief, would you?
Yes. Oh, well, okay. How much do I love that thing? Or,
A lot.
I will have to say I have done it before.
Okay. I'll talk to you later. And then Emma's gonna go out the door.
Ashrin was about to start and say something, but how fast does Emma leave the room?
And not like mad dash to the door, but like she's just like, okay. And then she goes to. go
I'm
open the
before.
door.
I'm not gonna like when you touch the doorknob. I'm just gonna go. Emma.
Yeah.
I know we joke about my blood magic a lot, and I think it's time for me to put my walls down because I just feel like with Oliver, I had my walls up, and it's just I'm being unnecessarily rude about a lot of things, and it is blood magic, but I'm embarrassed of where I come from, and so I don't want to admit it. But if you can't tell already by my skin and my ears and my hair, I don't really come from a great lineage.
I just like to give you grief about it. I knew it was blood magic. I mean, come on. You
Right.
literally stab yourself to make things happen. But it's good to hear you admit it. You shouldn't be ashamed of your past. I know I was for a long time. But what
Yeah,
can you
but
do?
I mean, you strongly carry your last name with you, and I don't. I haven't even mentioned it once at all to anybody. It's my last name. It's Varagoris, and I think I haven't said it out loud in a very long time. And while it is relieving to say, I hope you don't hate me more for it.
I don't, and if you want the honest truth, it's a very nice last name, but the reason I keep the name Ghoulcrest isn't to remember the bad times or remember what I've been through. It's to remember one person of that family that actually treated me well. It's because of her that I actually use the Ghoulcrest name. Gives me a little bit of hope that not everyone is terrible in this world, and we need better. There's hope.
Well, Rybo, how well known is my last name? Would Emma have heard of it?
Emma, roll me a religion check.
Woo! Ooh! +5 is 16.
Emma hasn't spent much time near the snowy north where the Crimson Elves are. Your god and your religion is a pretty well-guarded secret to outsiders, so Emma probably wouldn't have heard about it.
You know, Emma, I have to be completely honest. I thought you were going to react differently after me saying it because you've just been around so long and like been not in the bad way of being around, but I'm actually quite relieved you don't know of us.
I mean, to be fair, I have a patron who literally their plan is to take over the world and murder everyone and enslave people. Like, you know, I've seen some bad things and heard some bad things. So what your family did before, well, can't be that bad. And even if it is, you're not them.
A look of just like recognition. And like that's the first time she's ever heard that before, like comes across her face and she's just like, wait, but I was born of them. I shared their blood. I was raised with them.
Well, it doesn't mean everything. I had family back when I was alive, and they were pretty terrible people. But, you know, family doesn't have to be born of blood. It can be what this is, and Emma just like gestures around. You get to choose who's in your family, regardless of what they say. And just know that if you don't want to be of them, you don't have to be.
Thanks,
You
Emma.
can be your own person.
Thank you. Thanks.
Awkwardly pats Ashrin on the shoulder. Good talk. Good talk.
Right.
Yep. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm not good with this. Sentimental.
I'm not either.
Okay. Well, we're on the same
Okay.
page. XC,
Right.
can you open the door?
Affirmative.
Have you been
There's too
listening
many
this whole
seals
time,
in this
XC?
room.
I think my passive lets me.
Yeah, it's pretty high. It's just if you were listening. I don't know. I figured you kind of were for protection reasons. Okay.
Exactly, for no other reason other
Yeah,
than protection
yeah.
reasons.
Not
Yeah.
XC is not just a horrid gossip. As you say, XC, can you open the door? No problem. As XC opens the door, the moment you say that.
Emma was almost expecting that too. Just that instant of opening, but
As
she looks back at Asher and just gives a nod as she goes back downstairs.
as the rest of the night fades onwards, yes, and supposed to Emma and Ashrin for that. Very, very good. As the rest of the night fades onwards, eventually the sun rises, though still hard to see. The lights from the crystals in the town begin to illuminate more greatly. The rays of light that do make their way through the clouds bring some semblance of life back to the morning. It's not long after that Lucilla makes her way in towards the hole of the wall and kind of goes in just to check on everyone, knocking on the doors, kind of waking everybody up and saying that you should come on down for the morning before you all head out. As unless anybody has anything otherwise, you slowly make your way downwards. Emma?
I would assume she comes down through the bottom floor first.
Yeah, she
where
walks
Emma
in
is.
through the hole in the wall.
Lucilla, what's your plan? I know you're gonna go to the fire fields, but what's your plan after that? We're most likely leaving today.
I am 800 to 900 years late for making any plans. I have none after I go to those fields. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here, so I feel like inspiration will come to me.
Well, stay safe.
You as well.
It's a pretty fucked up world out there now.
It's always has been. It's just was hidden before. So let me get your friends, and I have some things to say, but I didn't want to disturb anyone last night. So sorry, I was reading the chat thing. To get inspo, you have to do something cooler in character. Come on, Rybo. As
She said inspiration will come to her. Come on, you can't just say that and get it.
I
And
completely
GFYs
forgot that
come
I
as
said
well.
that, so I was like, "What's he talking about?" Got it. I just kind of tune myself out most times as she goes upstairs to get everyone else, and that's when she slowly invites everyone downwards. As everyone comes down for the morning, Ritter and Elijah are there. There is also a bit of food that seems to have been brought in. There are bowls that are not like what you've seen before. Emma, you saw Oliver leave at one point and return with bags and bags of pre-made food. They seem to be rolls with sausages in the very center of them. In Texas, we call them kolaches, though I know that's not the right term for them. So it would be basically sausages wrapped in cheese, wrapped in rolls that he gets and goes, "These are wonderful morning treat." Lucilla suggested that I go get them. They're different, not tiny little pigs in a blanket. These are like big sausage things that Texas has. He says,
So swine in a burlap.
Swine in a canvas. As says, these are very warm. They'll treat you right, and you'll be on and about your way. I've had a night to think and sleep on what I did, and I just have to say that I'm truly, as Lucilla says, it's not important right now. I need to tell you all, there is no guard presence in this city anymore.
Do you think they had something to do with the slavery?
I do. I didn't get to stay out very long because I wanted to be able to watch all of you and make sure that everything was fine. And after I started to hear things, I got a bit worried. I think that most of the guards were involved in this. I also think that you all lucked out quite strongly with Joe. The word was that he was so unliked by the others that they just didn't involve him in any of the planning. Which, in this case, may have spared his life, or I'm not sure what's going on, but there seemed to have been a mass exodus based on the tracks that I found. There are no guards in this city. I think it won't be long before we're a city like in my time. This city will descend into chaos sooner rather than later. I would leave quickly if I were you.
Cool. That sounds so fun. I'm sorry, what? So there's no law here? Like,
I am the law. Sorry.
You get a GFY, but I like it.
I am the law.
I am the law. As do you say it as Stallone, or do you say it as
As Exy.
oh,
I
as
am
XC?
the law.
I am the law.
But
I think so. There's Tiamat was a large cult in my time. We had to deal with them a lot. Their influence is far-reaching, and I think that they may have had a hold in this town for a while.
What about those magical people that were like, like the fancy robe people that were all like, "Oh, are you causing trouble here, Sonny?" Those people, like, I mean, I feel like magic people can be law.
I didn't know about that. If I would have known, I may have checked for that. When I return, I will see what's happened if I return from the fire fields, but they'll have to figure this out on their own. This is a whole town. I can't manage to help them. They have governing structures, but if they're also tied up in this, there may be something more sinister afoot. And so I think it's best that you leave quickly, especially if what I think is true, and they find out that it was all of you that did this. I can't imagine that they won't come for you in some manner.
Well, to be fair, I think we were leaving today anyway.
I would make that a quick departure, and maybe a quiet one.
Just kind of sucks for you, Oliver, that, But look at it this way, Oliver. You have 3,000 gold to do whatever you want with.
Yeah.
Hide it all. People will try and mug you.
I think I might just stay in the cellar for a while, grab some food. I'll deal with all of this after they sort it out. I was going to say that I'm sorry, but I guess we'll just deal with that later. The lawlessness and whatnot. Let me go grab some brushes and a few things from upstairs. Thank you, XC, for what you did for my floor. I owe you greatly. When I was out, I actually, he reaches into his pocket. I found this. It's a small stone that is magnetized. So if you would like it, I got it for you.
Thank you.
As it sticks to your finger before sliding it in. He goes, of course. Well, those are meant to be eaten to go. So go if you need to. I will grab my things and hide out for a while. I still have the way we can communicate, as he looks to Winter, who goes, before he holds on to the little bracelet. It says, but be safe out there. Thank you for the gold. I might try and reach out to some friends and see if they can do anything about this, or if they know anything.
I left you some gifts in the kitchen.
Oh, thank you. Are they insults?
No.
Okay. I can't handle it anymore. Okay. Be on your way. I will not bother you anymore. Before he goes over to the kitchen.
He walks in the kitchen, just everywhere on the wall. You suck!
He goes over to he walks like slowly to the kitchen, as if like waiting for somebody to be like, Oliver, goodbye, we'll miss you. But after nobody says it, he goes in and closes the door behind him to see what you've left him. Elijah says, all right, if we got to be going, we got to be going. Ritter filled me in on everything, and I thank you all for watching me. I'm sorry I wasn't here to help fight that demon. However, seems like you did quite a number on it, Ashford, so I guess we're in your capable hands.
I know.
But C grabs the kolache and takes a bite of it. Let's get going then. If we're going to cover a lot of ground, are we heading off to the Unwilling area and then onto the first Cloudmaker, right?
I think it would be good. I'm not going to speak for the group, but I think it would be good to go to the Unwilling camp and ask for help. But before we leave, Ordell, can I borrow you real quick in one of the rooms?
Yeah, I was just gonna go give, and I hold up my bag of like honey candy. I was just gonna go give this to he ran out before I could hand it to him. But can I just drop that off and then?
Yeah. And I'll meet you up in a room.
Ordell thumbs up, and he just like kind of scoots on in, and then he goes, "Hey, I don't want to interrupt what you're doing, but I got and hand him the little bag. I used your honey and like I caramelized it and stuff, mostly because I've eaten so many jars of your honey that I think if I eat them just raw as I have been, I will probably throw up. But like not because of the honey's bad, it's because like I don't know, like I feel like time is like really, really, really like slow all around me right now, and I think that's because of the amount of honey I've had. But anyway, I made candies. You can have some, and I'll try and come back for more. You're really cool, and I like your painting and stuff, and I hope when you make a tavern that you paint the inside and the walls and make it really nice. Okay, bye. As Ordell just leaves before he responds.
He goes, before you close the door behind, you see as you mention his paintings and that you like them, some like life immediately blooms to his eyes, but you choose not to talk and say goodbye to him, but just close the door behind, as you're not sure what he does or says behind the door, but you're certain you got your message across, as you go over to where Emma is waiting.
Hey, what's up?
I know you got a bag of holding, and I was wondering if I could put some things in there.
Yeah, totally. We don't have to make you like straddle on when we get food now, because you had to do that weird thing where you like wrapped your arms around it. So I can hold stuff in the bag. And if you're worried about your patron looking at it and stuff, so yeah, whatever you want to put in.
Perfect. Emma quickly just, and she starts bringing important things to her outside of the ring.
Oh God, that's a lot.
So there's Imri, his entire body.
That's just going in there. Okay.
Bag of holding can only hold up to like 500 pounds, just FYI.
That's
and
fine.
This is a whole ass
it's all
man.
small things.
Okay.
She brings out her golden jewelry, brings that out, drops it in, and then the rest I'll message Jakey and put in there. Like I said, they're all pretty small things.
Okay. As
also
briefly XC in the corner of your eye, you can see Emma emerge with a corpse from her ring before immediately stuffing it inside a small bag and disappearing back in her ring and continually doing like a quick college move with a couple baskets of things into Ordell's bag.
Perfect. While that's happening, I'm going to turn to Ashrin quickly. May you excuse me for one moment?
Oh, of course.
I turn around and walk back towards the kitchen. Open the door. Look at the halfling bend down to his level. I think it is important you realize or know that I will think of you as 2 foot 11 inches. And I get up and walk back.
Anytime Oliver wants to say anything nice and thank you, you're all like, compliment. Bye. Close it. Go get my gift. Bye.
But the other is also true, where we insult and stay.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's all or nothing.
It's a power dynamic thing.
As you hear him like, what? Before closing the door and walking back to Ashrin, like, my business is done, before rejoining the group. As all of the gear is swapped over and all of you are donning your equipment, and in doing so, Winter is making sure the collars and all of the materials are nice and clean on her zombie children, ready to strut through town and get the hell out of here. Is there anything else happening before you all head out?
Yeah, Ordell holds out the belt buckle to Emma and goes, "Hey, by the way, I found this in the bag before. It looks like a jaw thing. I know you had a whole thing about like jaws and stuff and bones. Does this look familiar or even cool?"
A religion check, Emma.
+5, 22. My religion's been hot tonight.
That buckle has a symbol you are quite familiar with. The bottom of it is actually the symbol of Michael, the god of death, your deity, but it's a broken buckle. This was some ornate piece once upon a time, but it's missing its upper half.
Where'd you find this?
I flipped open the bag. I was kind of hoping like something funny would happen, like a bunch of frogs, or if the bag when I flipped it out turned into like a house, or like if I flipped it out and like I don't know. I can't think of anything else cool other than frogs.
Those aren't cool.
But yeah.
It's part of my deity's symbol. Huh.
Well, it's cool because I've been going around collecting like magic presents for everyone, and I was having a tough time thinking about something you'd want. So, congratulations, magic present. As Ordell hands it to Emma and just like clasps her hand, doesn't let her say no, and then also walks away again.
Emma just kind of stands there and looks at it, and well, I guess this is a sign. Emma looks up, and then she takes it and puts it in her bag.
Okay. all of you have all of your equipment ready, your armor donned, and are ready for traveling. There's enough kolaches there for anybody to have as much as they would like to eat, and they're piping hot, ready for the road. As Lucilla stands before the group and says, I'm going to head off out of town with you and just head south. I'll try and find my way to the fire fields and go from there. But thanks for everything and the information. I hope to see you again. If I do not, be well, live well, all of those things.
I hope this is still customary as Emma walks forward and just headbutts Lucilla. That's what tieflings used to do. I don't know if they still do that anymore. But
Ah!
wonderful day.
Hi, as she grabs your horn in like a lightning flash movement and twirls you around. What the hell was that?
That's what we used to do when I was. I mean, that's how tieflings treat each other.
She headbutts you, but intentionally, like right at where the bridge of your skull nose would be, intending to do some damage.
Ow. Rude.
She does some damage. She does the full 4 of the unarmed, which is bludgeoning, and turns into 8 damage with her tiefling horns that sends a small crack through your skull.
It was a
God.
term of endearment.
This is a horrible endearment. You know you're made of...
We have horns.
You didn't hit my horn. You hit my forehead. My horns are here. I'm not a ram.
Elijah, we're saying hi in tiefling as I grab his head. Boom! Just head to head.
Ordell, roll a con save versus Elijah's.
Oh no! On nat 20.
Nat 20.
Oh no!
As you say, Elijah, we're tieflings. He says, okay, as both of you go for a headbutt. So you'll take the damage. You take just 1 point.
Level
1
1
damage.
cure wounds.
He looks over to Ashrin. Don't you dare.
No. Okay, great. We're on the same page. Perfect. Although, would that even hurt for you, Exy?
Shall we find out?
Nope. We know it'll hurt for me. I'm a biological. We know this already. Okay, thank you.
Ritter and Winter look at each other and both just shake their heads like, not gonna happen. It's,
I don't know why you guys are doing it. It's
God.
a tiefling thing.
It's not a tiefling thing.
It is a tiefling thing.
No, it's not. What tieflings did you hang out with?
The ones that had horns.
I have horns.
Exactly.
Tieflings do not have horns at the front of their foreheads. We still have skulls, you idiot.
Be
God.
safe. I hate you.
Don't be safe. Every one of you else but Emma, be safe.
You're gonna feel bad if I die.
No,
Emma's already out of the.
I won't say it as yeah, you were all beginning to walk out of the inn and towards the southern part of town. I need everybody to roll me a perception as you go along this town. Hey, thanks for joining us, Kwon-Yin, by the way.
No, I in fact will not. I
don't
keep
think
forgetting to
will.
just use my passive, and I roll every. Oh wow. Okay, so that was a 3, but still a 10.
Good.
Only a 16.
16. Asher,
21.
21?
Fitting 21.
My
13.
head still
13.
hurts even after healing.
Asherin, you notice as you all walk south from the Red Wagon Inn, you pass the temple that was the temple to Tiamat. You notice a strange lack of tapestries, even though some of them were burned that were on the wall, as if some people came in here and cleared out what was once in this temple. There are also no bodies here on the ground, though there are still blood stains in the snow.
They look like they're really trying to erase themselves from this city, don't they?
That is unfortunate. Be hard to figure them out when we come back.
I guess it makes sense that bodies are gone, but it just seems so weird. Well, Emma, any last words to the temple?
You all suck, and you shouldn't have slaves.
Word, Ordell immediately lights the whole thing on fire.
Yeah, there's no guards.
Yeah, Ordell, as you go over to the wood beams inside this temple, you shoot a jet of flames as Elijah spits on the stone. He nods approvingly at your choice to burn the temple down.
Ordell, while walking away, cleansed by fire, bitch, but he trips immediately as he's trying to do a cool thing. So it's like, bit, and then he gets up, still look cool, and he continues walking.
Elijah grasps over your shoulder and walks with you. And he's like, "Yes, they will build something great from the ashes. I like your train of thought.
Right?
Or they'll just be more slaves. Who
There
knows?
will be something great from the ashes.
There's gonna be something awesome there. It'll be like like a cool carnival, or a frog pond,
Or a temple to the flames."
or a frog pond.
All
I
right.
think a frog pond would be
You
cool.
you know you get a GFY because I know why you're doing it. You're now at 11.
What? Wait, why am I doing the frog pond thing?
I don't know. Why are you?
No, I'm like asking why you think I'm doing it. I'm doing it
okay.
because Ordell mentioned he likes frogs.
Okay, never mind.
Oh,
There's been a
that's
lot of
the
talk in the
GFY,
chat.
right?
Tempted. There's been a lot of frog chat. in
Ryan
the
doesn't
chat.
like frogs at all. Have you forgotten?
that.
Wait,
raised-
is that a thing? You just don't like
Phobia.
frogs?
Oh no, dude!
Frogs?
Terrified of them. They're awful.
Terrified.
Really?
Yeah,
that was an
definitely.
intentional thing. Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
genuinely like frogs is Jakey's favorite, like one of my favorite animals.
Oh, that's you can be wrong, but quasits don't exist in my world.
You know what? That's completely fair. Then you know what? I will say a pond full of
Snakes.
platypi. Otters. Otters is what
and
Ordell
otter
says.
Platypons.
No GFY then. I thought you were doing it because Alex was trying
No,
to
I
egg
would-
people on the frog thing.
No,
I'm innocent. What are you talking about?
Yeah, how does it feel, Alex? How does it feel to be innocent and accused of things?
You're not innocent.
As you talk about the pond of otters, you all slowly make your way outside of town. As you exit to the southern part, you begin to notice immediately the cold starts to sting as you're getting further and further away from the river that comes from the Merfolk Falls. Once you get maybe about a mile outside the southern part of town, Lucilla says, "Okay, this seems like as good a place as any to leave you. Though I could have just left a while ago. I at least wanted to say goodbye to the rest of the group with a normal greeting, one that we tieflings use all of the time." She goes over just to give handshakes on the kind of grasp on everyone's arm. Says, be safe on the road. Travel quick, and I will try and keep in touch as I can.
Human
As-
contact is not advised.
I would say she reaches into her pouch. She holds up a small scrap of paper before she goes over to Ashrin and slips it into your coat pocket and says, "Just don't lose that, and I'll be able to find you."
I'll take it out and look at it.
On the paper, you unfurl it, and it says, "Do not lose."
Oh. Okay. Magical? Is it magical?
It is paper, but I will use magic to find that paper.
Oh, right. Okay. I will. Oh, no.
Oh,
She finds
I'm
something in
sorry.
her pocket.
Actually, I forgot that this might need to be explained sometime. Sometimes when people use paper, they write on it for messages for later. Or in this case, I'm going to walk along, and I will be warm because I am a tiefling. However, you may want a coat. Coats are for walking in the snow, as she turns around to walk away from the group, so that you won't be cold as you walk
Right.
across the snow.
Right. I
Goodbye.
wholly deserve that.
How does she know so much about coats and stuff if she doesn't know about boots and bowls?
I was raised in a home without bowls. As she continues to walk onward, saying sarcastically to Ordell, after her brief goodbyes to everybody, Emma, she had some planned stuff to say thank you, but you had buttered her, and so she's on her way.
Where Emma comes from, that's what tieflings do.
With that, Lucilla exits the party and heads south towards the fire fields. Perhaps you will rejoin with her at some point in time, but for now, she is headed off and alone. As
You know what, Ashrin? You know what? Even though she didn't like the headbutt, she'll always remember me.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong.
I'll be stuck in her head.
Right, because an unwilling tiefling with green flame in her chest.
No, because I'm
is
pretty
not...
sure a piece of bone fragment from my skull is stuck in her forehead from when she hit me. That's what I mean there.
Ooh, can you send like telepathic commands to go through your bone piece to her brain?
Fall, trip, stub your toe.
Stop talking about your bone piece that's in her.
I
don't think it's gonna work.
As this is happening, Ryan.
Yeah.
I'm gonna reach into one of my butt pouches.
As you do.
And pull out. Oh. And it's a gemstone that used to have been stuck to my head, and I will just go and start throwing it up and down, spinning it in the air.
Emma immediately is like, equilibrium.
And then I put it back in my butt pouch.
See, how did you remember you had that there?
I do not understand the question. I go through a download every night, checking every single piece of me, so I know where everything is. This is a gemstone that was on my person.
It's actually mine.
Oh, it did not have your name on it.
But I can see through it. You see, before
I can as well. I lift it up and put it next to my eye. It is quite blue.
Would it work with him looking through it?
So, XC, is this the same gemstone that Emma has a connection to?
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
talking about it being transparent, not actually seeing through it like he does. Yeah.
That's what I figured. I was just double checking. But I was like, perhaps it's another gemstone that's backstory wise.
No.
Okay. Yeah. You can obviously see the exact same thing that Emma is seeing now, and you can see yourself through the emerald, but you mind being able to see transparently through everything.
Can Ordell roll an insight check on XE? Like, because XE's done this like sarcastic, like sneaky thing around when Ordell was big a few times, and I feel like that's coming through.
If you'd like to.
Oh. 24.
XC, is there anything in particular that you're trying to hide here with your mannerisms?
No, I am being completely factual ones and zeros as I normally am.
There's no lie in his voice.
Okay.
As the group walks ever eastward, I want to know who's leading you all to the location filled with unwilling.
I would assume it'd be the
Just to finish that off, if it is Emma's, I'll then return it to Emma.
Oh, yeah. Well, you have your memories from before, is essentially what was said. So you remember that this was given to you, but if you still want to return it, then yes.
Oh, of course, but they don't know that. So that's
okay,
fine.
yeah, just double checking. So yeah, Emma is returned back to you.
Emma puts it in her other eye. Now she has both emeralds in her eyes.
Being that you can see through one, you get the same vision out of double, and it feels almost like looking through 3D glasses, and it gives you an immediate headache.
She immediately takes it back out. Ashrin, I feel like we bonded lately. Here, you take this.
I mean, people keep giving me things. Cool.
No, I can see through it. So if you get stuck in a situation, I can look through it and see what you see, and then vice versa. You can look through it and see what I see.
I put it on my eye right now, and I like hold it there.
You can see yourself holding the emerald because I'm looking at you. Because I keep the other emerald in my other eye socket.
Yarg.
What?
What was that?
Yarg. I heard that this is how pirates go around. They have like gemstones in their eyes and they go yarg.
Okay. Ordell, do you want to hold the gem?
Everybody
do,
tune
and
into
first
Red
off,
Wagon
as
Inn on
someone who-
Tuesday nights for immense role play. We are
I'm
here
just gonna-
for the role playing.
As someone who loves pirate stories and grew up having his mother read pirate stories to him, they don't just go yarg and they don't put gemstones in their eyes. They wear eye patches. They have cool peg legs. They have parrots. And also, it's not just yarg, it's yar. I'll take the gemstone though, it's cool. I can wear it like a pirate. Zordell walks away.
I think I get my non-creativity from my parents because that's how stories were told to me. So
Okay, you can keep the emerald. Sorry, Ordell.
No.
Maybe next.
Wait, Ashrin, do you want me to tell you a story then, like a cool one?
Wait. So you're telling me that your parents, when they told you stories, actually gave voices to the characters?
My mom did all the time. Yeah,
Like
she gave like
changed-
everybody cool voices, and like she talked about like all like the big things happening, and like sometimes if like it was like, oh, the earth shook, she'd like shake my bed, and sometimes that scared me so bad I peed, but it was also really fun.
Wait, so not only did they change their voices, but they like changed your environment too?
Yes, I guess. Yeah,
Oh, so
my mom
like,
didn't get to do it very long, but she did do that.
I mean, my parents did it. They did it very monotone, but I thought that's just how stories were. Anyways, I would appreciate a story sometime, Ordell.
I will tell you a story tonight, and I know three.
Okay. That's a lot of story.
Hey, it'll be great, and make sure that you're sleeping on like an elevated place, because if I have to shake you and scare you, it's got to be part of the story.
Okay, I was gonna ask a very stupid question, but I stopped myself because I was gonna ask if blood was involved. But that was just a joke. I know I'm kind of playing against my own stereotype against me. Never mind.
I mean, if you want a story involving blood, I can add like blood to the story, or I can like. Is there anything you want to hear a story about?
Obviously, pirates.
Yarg, pirates.
Oh,
Wait. Do it again, Odell. How do you?
Yar!
Yar.
Yep.
Yar. Okay, I'll practice that. Yarg. I don't know.
No,
why
like when
I
you
didn't
when
do
you
that.
scream, like when you do that smite thing, like that kind of energy. When you're like, "Arr! Arr!
Yarg.
Yarg!"
You're now Scandinavian. You're a Scandinavian pirate. Yarg.
She's just the guy on Hot Fuzz. Yarp, narp.
Yarg.
I'm gonna work. But I'm not the one telling the story, so I don't have to be good at it.
That's true. That's true. But if I do anything like where I'm like, and then the crew said, do you know who the crew is gonna be when I tell the story?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay. Okay.
Don't worry, you got this. You're gonna nail it.
Thanks. Okay.
I have not been paying attention to the road. Ritter, where are we?
Here's the emerald.
Ashrin, before Ritter answers, what is the impression that you're trying to do?
Oh, I wasn't. I was just trying to spit out that. Wait, impression.
I thought you were about to do. Never mind. Ritter.
no. I was just mumbling. Here's the emerald.
Okay, gotcha. Ritter and Elijah look back towards you before seemingly saying something towards each other in a whisper before turning back saying, "We've got a long way to go. When we get there, maybe don't start with wood pirates, but I understand the need until we get there to pass the time. We've got at least 2 days travel. Or we can speed it up. Elijah and I were talking that we could possibly get there tonight if we were to go to quickened pace, but we also didn't know if this pirate thing was a way of you dealing with the tragedies that have happened over the past day. I didn't want to interrupt.
I had a gemstone and never mind. I was just messing. It was to pass the time. I don't mind going quickly.
I don't mind going quickly either.
I think avoidance is the best way of dealing with traumatic things.
I agree.
We're going to talk about that later, Ordell.
Oh.
No, yeah, I actually think he's right. You just bottle it up, put it inside, never speak of it again. That's how my parents dealt with it. They're,
Okay, this is all wrong. No.
Right, just like the like 24 hours after you lost your fingers, you just never really talked about it.
Yeah,
Mm.
I've tried not to bring that up. Thanks, Ashton. No, it's good.
Sorry.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. No,
Real life example.
yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So where are we going, Ritter? As Ritter seems to have gotten some approval to go faster. He says, "Okay, well, if we're willing to go to fast pace, just be careful. There's still snow on the ground, but I think we can get there by nightfall if you're all willing to keep up." Okay.
Also, snow on the ground. Come on, man. As Ordell's going to stand up at the front with Ritter and just glow more, so it just like heats a path for people to walk through.
If you want to help with that, then great. We'll actually give a easier DC, as since y'all are going quick, that will mean that you're paying a little bit less attention to your surroundings out here. So Ritter and Elijah are going to survival their way to see if you can get to Wimburn, and I'll show people on the map where that is in a moment. But I need everybody to make me a dexterity check. So we'll use
Nat 20.
just plus your dex mod. Hey, nat 20.
Flat dex.
Yes,
plus
a flat
2,
dex
so
mod.
22.
For everybody to see on the stream, let me make this a little bit bigger.
22, but a not nat 20.
Hey,
Dang.
Wait, the dex mod, right? Not this, not a saving throw.
correct, just dex mod.
I like the perception checks and the important things, like not rolling high on the little things, like, you know, looking at someone or walking. I'm doing okay.
XC, what was yours?
17.
17. Did anybody get below a 10? Perfect. Then nobody broke their foot as they were going out here on this snowy, icy terrain on the way to Wimburn. It's winter, and y'all are going fast and aren't
Emma
exactly
puts on her
geared
snow
boots
goggles
for it.
and just like skis the whole way.
As y'all, I wish I had some sort of animation that was like dots going. Doot, 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 doot. But as you slowly make your way from Crystal Hollow over to Wimburn, as it gets closer to night, first of all, it gets darker, but you begin to see the forest right at around sunset. You can see a few of the rays of sunshine coming from the edge of the clouds eventually fade, leaving you in the darkness here on the edge of the Black Forest, right near where Wimburn is. With that, Elijah expresses his discomfort in going in too close in the dark in an area that he's unfamiliar with. I think if we're going to go in and try and get into this town, we don't need to be stealthy about it. We need to show that we come in peace, and that, Emma, you probably should do the talking. With that, I think I shall light a torch, make it easier for us to make our way through the forest, and if they see us, they will know that hopefully we're not a threat. But
should I walk in the front?
oh, yes, absolutely. I was thinking I would hold the torch in the back, and you basically are a torch, can walk up front, as well as you, Ordell.
Ordell, in the meantime, because with the different, I think it's like shape flame, I can change the color of it. So Ordell's going to turn into like a blue fire and make that glow a little more. So he looks more like ghastly and like kind of like an apparition beside Emma.
Okay. Elijah's basically asking for permission to come in not stealthy. Ritter.
Oh, yeah, no,
voices
I
an-
know.
No, but I'm saying Ritter voices his opinions on the other way, saying it might be nice to have a main group, and then perhaps myself, XC, or Ashrin can at least just not put all our eggs in one basket and just follow the group slightly behind. But
Ritter, I have no eggs, but I will join you.
okay.
Ritter or Elijah, about how far away are we time-wise from the town?
Maybe about 2 or 3 hours before we get to the edge of it.
Okay, so Emma, every 30 minutes, she can do it 4 times, but she's going to use Eyes of the Grave to know the location of any undead within 60 feet. So, and that only lasts for 6 seconds, but every 30 minutes she's going to do it just to make sure we don't get like surrounded or anything.
Okay, gotcha. XC, then if you're going to go with Ritter, I need both of you to roll stealth rolls, as you're going to kind of hang in the back of the party.
Of course.
Okay.
Hey, that's nice.
Ritter is going to pass without trace you, so add 10 to that.
Oh, yeah, I
36.
forgot about that
32.
spell.
36, solid. Ritter with his 35 and your 36. As those of you with the lights begin walking forward, You look back to see Ritter and XC to make sure that they're following, and you
They
can't
never
even see
existed.
them. Yeah, they never existed. You know that they are maybe about 30 yards out. You possibly are staring directly at them as they're moving. However, the bright lights that come off of Emma, Ordell, and Elijah just make it so your eyes cannot adjust to the darkness behind, and XC and Ritter use that to their advantage to sneak and hide in the bushes as they move along behind you all. With that, there's about a 3-hour trek as you have to slow down in this forest to get to Wimburn. Going through there, I need everybody to roll me a perception, or if you want to take your passive, you can do that.
You literally said take your passive as I rolled the die, and I this is like my 4th nat 1 today.
This is like my 4th 23 on perception. I keep
thank
rolling
God.
19s on them.
Good. So good.
I know. Got a 10. This one's going to the jail.
21 for me.
21, and
I'm
Emma,
telling you.
yours was again?
It was a 23. This level up dice. Go buy them. I know you can't get this particular dice anymore, but go buy them. Level up dice.
As you're walking through the forest, you've been going for a few hours at this point. Winter makes a note. Hey, are they going to be okay with pointing at her skeletons and zombies, since they're all a bit like over to Emma? They should be fine, right? This is different. We're
You
good.
asked for permission, so you should be good.
Yeah,
I mean,
not
that
only
was
did
Emma's
you
whole
ask-
thing.
Yeah, so, I mean, not only did you ask permission, like
No, the unwilling. Are they going to be okay with me controlling these undead?
I don't know. I've never met another unwilling except for Spade, but Spade didn't really care about anything.
At about that time, when you say, I don't know, you hear a crack come from a broken branch, maybe about 50 yards ahead of you in the dark. XC, you hear it as well, though you're behind the rest of the group. There's something moving in the dark ahead.
Hello.
Do you call out?
Yeah.
You hear no response as you sit there in the dark for a moment. How long do you wait?
We're on our way to Wimburn. Hello?
You sit silently in the forest. Ritter
Okay, I think this is where we all die.
moves over to you, XC, and says, I didn't hear what happened. What? Emma's calling out. Did she see someone?
There is movement in front of us in that direction.
Ritter knocks an arrow just in case. Says, let's watch them. If you see anything awry, just... If I hear your shot, I'll follow.
Ashran, you ready to stab?
Right. Take my rapier out.
Do you stay here?
I am. I'll keep walking forward, I guess.
Elijah holds his torch and says, I'm with that one. I've got nothing against your kind. As he follows behind Emma. Winter says,
Dude,
same
do
thing.
not emphasize that. Like, Elijah, you gotta stop saying how much you're cool with unwilling and stuff. The way you say it, man, you do not say it well.
No, I sound cool when I say it. I bet.
No.
Yeah, say it one more time.
I like your kind. I'm fine. We're cool. As Elijah walks forward, very much sounding like the white guy trying to be cool. As he walks behind Emma, he's like, we're cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. It's,
I probably should word it differently, but yeah, we're cool.
thought everything would be fine. I thought if I said it out loud, as being very much the Scottish man that he is.
Yeah.
As you walk in the dark, does everybody else that's with the group continue to follow?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As you're moving along, Emma, you notice that there seems to be an almost raked line of leaves in the ground. Put there by someone, not a natural falling of leaves. It seems to cross your direct path before you would walk. You'd have to go over this pile of leaves, but it seems to be obscuring something. As you stop and look down, there seems to be an almost tripwire of sorts hidden in the leaves.
Elijah, is this one of those things where you walk over the leaves and then there's like a huge net that catches you, or like a pit trap that you fall into and there's like spikes?
I feel like with Ordell's nat 1, he just continues walking.
Do you?
Emma would stop him.
100%.
Emma would like abruptly do like the mom in a car flinging out the arm to stop.
Roll a dex save. See if you can stop him.
That's a 13.
As you notice that Ordell is walking continually, you're like, Elijah, you sound, you don't talk that, no, before you reach out to Ordell. He says, what, before your hand or your foot steps on the leaves, before you all immediately hear a howling of wind approaching. Picture the scene in Fellowship where the wind just immediately moves on the road as leaves begin to pour out in your direction. A huge gust of wind, almost like a hurricane, trying to push you out and away. Everybody who's there, roll a strength saving throw to hold your position without falling over from the wind. XC, you and Ritter. Actually, with your passive perception, you're totally fine. XC, you look and see everyone in the group beginning to try and hold themselves onto some tree or some part of the ground, but you're not sure why they're doing it. Emma, Ordell, Ashrin, what are your saves?
Oh, it was a 6, and then I have a -1, so it's a 5.
Nice.
19?
19. Okay. Ordell?
6, but without the negative. It was a 2 plus 4.
Good.
We
Good.
just get blown away in the wind. Whee!
That's all right. Winter got a 2. So, XC, you and Ritter observe Emma, Ordell, and Winter standing there, as well as, actually, I do need to check for her. Okay.
No.
As well as all of her zombies and skeletons. All of them looking towards before, suddenly leaping backwards and rolling on the floor. Ordell, Emma, Winter, you all feel this huge, heavy hurricane gust of wind pulling you out and away from the forest, trying to claw your hands into the ground. Ashrin, you and Elijah are able to hold yourselves steady like stones amongst the river, unmoved by this wind. As XC, you see almost like kids playing a game of hurricane. Emma, Ordell, Winter, the zombies all jump actively and crawl away from the edge of the forest.
I turn to Ritter and quietly say, "Why are we with these biologicals?"
Should we intervene? What is going on here?
We are more useful, hidden.
All right. Emma, Ordell, and Winter, as you're being dragged away from this hurricane, you notice a lack of Ritter and XC that you were expecting to see as you're flying your way through this forest. I need all of you to make a wisdom saving throw. Not Ashrin, and not Elijah.
I miss having inspo. I'm just
that?
gonna.
What was your roll?
8 total. 4 plus 4.
Good. Emma.
21 with the +4.
As Emma, suddenly the wind ceases as you find yourself laying on the ground. XC and Ritter, you sidestep out of the way to make sure that you're still hidden as you see Ordell and all of the zombies and skeletons walk their way out, screaming out, "Ah, the wind is so strong!" before they just walk west out of the forest. Emma, you suddenly see your friends for what it truly is. There's no wind there. They're willingly leaving the forest. Ashrin, now you and Elijah are going to roll your wisdom saves.
Y'all, I don't think it's real.
Natural 20.
Solid. Elijah
Awesome.
has a 4, so Ashrin, you recognize this for what it is as well, an illusion of wind before it fades and you stand up normally. Elijah reaches out and says, "Hold on! Oh, I'll help you!" And he reaches his hand out to help steady you on the ground.
Elijah, you can I'm just gonna grab him.
As you grab his hand, kind of telling him the illusion for what it is, as he says, "What are you? How are you so strong?" As he's holding onto your arm there, you kind of, oh, great. Hey, where are as Emma.
No.
Ordell, through the heavy winds, you, the zombies and skeletons seem to be flying through. Emma and Winter slam hard into some heavy tree trunks before you are unlucky in doing so and begin flying further out of the forest, almost like gravity has turned itself sideways, flying through the trees. As you begin rushing onwards, further to the west, you all see Ordell now at a sprint going through the forest. Trying to
I have
find
a
his way out of
45
here.
run speed. Oh no.
You now leave the zombies and the skeletons in the dust as you run west out of here. You all see the
Ordell.
flame quickly turn small.
Ordell.
Ordell, you find a tree in your path that you cannot stop. You brace yourself against it before you feel yourself being clotheslined by the tree, and some sort of magical roots within this tree begin grasping themselves around your arms and legs. What are you doing? Almost trying to hold you to the forest.
Ordell screams. The tree is grabbing him?
Yep.
He full on like Ordell like has been doing like that thing where he deepens his voice. He does like the child scream where it's just I can't go that high pitch, but yeah, he absolutely screams the raspiest child scream as he just starts shooting flame at this tree.
Oh, okay. As so I need you to roll me an opposing grapple real quick. So I'll have you roll an athletics check for that.
Oh, that's not bad. 14. It's not as bad as my other stuff.
14, perfect. As your hands and feet are bound by these vines, your childlike scream just before from your fingers a jet of light and fire shoot outwards towards the tree. And in doing so, you hear the tree say, "You bastard!" before part of the wood slams down against your head. Roll your damage with an attack.
Ordell's shooting flame, so it would be, I guess if it's a tree, yeah, I was gonna use burning hands.
Oh, okay, yeah, if you want to do burning hands instead, go for it.
So that's a deck save. But I'll just roll and see if it gets half a Reno. Oh, 6. Oh my god.
He fails the dex
Full
save.
damage, 18.
Oh, good. Oh, then you definitely hear you bastard. As he fails the dex save. The tree seems to recoil, leaving some of its vines there for a moment before it slams down against you, hitting you for... that'll be 7 points of damage as its oaken arms slam against you. You suddenly see a bushel of leaves fly themselves towards you, completely covering and obscuring your vision here. Almost like a basket created by this tree-like thing, like a burlap sack to make it so that you cannot see what is going on here. Is there anybody chasing after Ordell and these zombies?
Yeah, Emma would probably be running. Ordell! Ordell!
As you're rushing Ordell, you hear shit before you are quickly pulled up to your feet by this tree, you can only assume. Before you feel something sharp against your throat, some sharpened piece of bark. Before Emma, you see the tiny flames and the glowing outlines of Ordell's arms in the darkness. Before you run and see an unwilling man, clad in half-plate armor, holding Ordell with a burlap sack over his head and his hands and feet bound.
That one's mine.
Ordell, you can hear muffled another voice arguing with the tree here amongst the hurricane winds.
Ordell keeps like freaking out and flailing and just like hitting whatever he can.
You're just grappled. You're not restrained, so if you want to shoot another jet of fire, you can.
Yeah.
Not saying you have to, but I'm saying depending on what Ordell wants to be doing.
I won't do the big fancy one, but yeah, I think Ordell would. Also, just for the occasion. What is he doing?
Am I within 120 feet?
At about this point, yeah.
I'm gonna use message to Ordell. It's okay. Calm down. Calm down, buddy.
What
Do
are
I hear
you?
this?
What were you saying that you were doing first?
Yeah, I still like shot a thing of flame.
The burning hands.
No, not another burning hands. It's just my big radiant fire punch.
Okay.
Oh god.
Since you can't see, we'll say you do it at disadvantage.
Oh, okay, thank God, because that was a crit. Oh god, still really high. 16 plus numbers. Action. Where are my actions? There it is. Oh, 16 plus 7. I'm just gonna roll the d6. I rolled a d4 last time when we were fighting. I just
You
realized I forgot
definitely
I'm
hit
up to
him.
d6. I did 8 damage.
Emma, you see this half-plate clad unwilling with Ordell wrapped in rope and burlap. Before you call out Ordell's name as he turns up and looks towards you, pulling Ordell up before a jet of radiant light flies out and hits the unwilling in the shoulder, right between his shoulder blades. He says, "God!" before he seems to go in for a punch before you tell Ordell, like, "Hey,
Wait.
calm down."
Contrary to what it looks like, he's just scared.
Oh, do you
The
yell that out
tree is
loud
gonna
instead of
eat
talking
me!
to Ordell? Which are you doing?
Well, originally I had messaged to Ordell to calm
Okay,
down, and
so
then
this-
after that message, I'm just yelling out, he's just scared.
So as you're saying, calm down, but not what's happening. Ordell, you find your feet knocked out from under you as you feel a cut along your throat as a small dagger slices just enough to let you know that this is serious.
So the tree is now stabbing me?
It's cutting into your throat as it pulls tighter and tighter, dealing 8 points of damage to you.
Ordell just screams, "You're not gonna eat me, tree!" As I'm doing another burning hands.
You do
I
hear
guess.
Emma's voice of calm down, though. Just FYI.
Oh, okay. Then I'm gonna
Okay.
keep flaming and be like, "Emma, where are you? This tree's killing me."
It's not a tree. It's an unwilling. You're under a spell.
I
As
think I would
soon-
know if I was under a spell.
As soon as you begin speaking out loud, telling him to drop Ordell, this unwilling looks up at you. Bits of hair still kind of stuck to his skull as he looks up with his head kind of pulling Ordell back upwards before he rips the burlap off and holds the knife under Ordell's throat. Now that Emma's mentioned it, you can see the illusion for what it was, Ordell, as you're being held by a unwilling up with his old decayed hair kind of grossly hanging in front of your face and touching you as he's gets like basically has you in a chokehold with a knife up next to your neck.
You are not a tree.
And you burned me as he holds the knife up next to you and says, "We don't allow outsiders here. Make him gone."
Okay. There's 6 others with us, just to throw it out there, just to let you know. And then there's a couple skeletons and zombies with us too.
Because they've been a lot slower, that happens. They're not exactly good at making these saves. You see shambling out from behind the darkness behind you, Emma, skeletons and zombies continually rushing forward with their arms waving in the air.
Is that what I just looked like 5 minutes ago?
Yeah. Yeah, it
Damn
is.
it.
As he looks down to you and says, "Are you going to forget what you saw here?"
What did I see?
How did you find your way into the forest? How did you know? As he like begins to like put his hand tighter around your neck, your friend said that he's not against our kind. How did you know we were here?
You know, I just heard about it, and I heard about the unwilling city where unwilling are really nice, and I wanted to make your acquaintance, but I just got hurt by like I stepped forward and the wind pushed me, and then a tree hurt me, and now you're holding my neck, and I just like
As you begin to sound more and more sad and pathetic to him. He just kind of goes, God, and lets go of you, leaving you tied onto the ground, and he walks up to speak to Emma.
Emma's gonna call out before he gets up. Wimberm's on a map, just so you know. I don't know if you knew this. It's on a map now.
He stows his knife in his sheath before walking up next to you. Says, "Did you make this map?"
I no, we didn't make the map.
Who made this map?
I have no idea who made the map, but we acquired a map.
Roll
And
a
Wimberm-
deception, because you know Ritter made it.
Oh no, it's a critical fail.
I don't know who made the map, but we just got a map. It says, right.
Okay, we're not getting off to a good start. There's a party member with us.
He stops you and puts his hand up and says, "Don't say a word." Before he puts his hands up on your shoulder and begins to almost like check you for weaponry. Puts his hands like searching over your body. Do you allow him?
Yeah, the only thing I got on me is my half moon shield on my arm, and then connected to that would be a detachable sickle.
He looks at the shield before disregarding it. He even looks at the weaponry on your tail. It doesn't seem to be what he's looking for. As he pats you down, he pulls open part of your robe to take a look at the bones inside, seemingly searching your
If he gets
person.
towards the stomach area, there is a raucous there that will give him a surprise.
Then yeah, he pulls open the your robes is the right way to say it.
Yeah, they're
Tunic?
robes.
Yeah, robes. As he pulls it open, Raucous scares him briefly before he closes it behind. Seemingly not the first time he's seen something like that before he closes the robes and quickly
Where else are
searches
you
your
gonna
kneecaps.
put 'em?
Winter,
You know?
Elijah, Ashrin, Ordell, or not Ordell, Winter, Elijah, Ashrin, XC, you're all back over there. XC and Ritter still haven't made themselves known before Winter says, "What was that? What? But that, did you all see that wind? Because I saw the wind. I'm so winded. No pun intended. Where's the kids?"
I'll go get him. As Ordell just starts like, oh
Ordell,
wait, he's tied up. So he
You're
like,
tied up and
squinch
not
worm
there.
around.
She's talking to Ashrin and Elijah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I thought she was talking to us.
No,
Never
they're
mind.
backing away. You sprinted away, you monk.
That's true. That is correct.
So the wind was just an illusion, but I'll go get the kids for us.
Okay.
Okay.
Elijah? Did you do that? Before she's gonna go take a look at Elijah. She's like, "No, there's something along the leaves here." Winter and Elijah are gonna investigate what happened there. XC, you see Ashrin heading towards the east. Ritter also kind of watching and making sure everything's okay. Roll me a perception, XC.
Oh, 15 plus 7 is 22.
22. Ritter is focused on Ashrin to make sure that she's not going to be snuck up upon before you watch both Ashrin and then you look at Winter and Elijah, who are kind of face down towards the ground. In there, looking downwards, they're not observing their surroundings. And you see some shadowy figures move towards them.
I elbow Ritter and
Holds his
point in the
bow up.
direction. I have seen you before. You are a great shot. You want to fire it in their direction without hitting them to let them know that we pose a threat.
We could do that. Do you want him to basically try and hit a tree nearby them to let them know that you're watching?
That sounds like a good option as well.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check so you can basically point out what tree for him to shoot since you saw these figures.
Oh, this die doesn't stop rolling. Amazing. 15 plus 7 is 22. You got some good rolls.
22. Yeah, you're able to find one nearby as Ritter.
Oh, 18 plus, never mind.
Winter and Elijah quickly hear the sound of the arrow flying through the air and the thunk into the tree as they turn.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
We want the arrow to hit near the guys who are sneaking up.
No, they hear
yeah.
the arrow fly by as it slams into the tree, not terribly far off from where they're at. As they look up and suddenly see someone there, Elijah goes to grab his sword and drops the torch in the ground, as we'll come back to. Ashrin, you've walked a bit to the east now and can see Emma's green light standing there, and you see someone frisking Emma and observing her person. This unwilling is now circled around you, Emma, and is taking a look at the back of your head. It says, "Have we not heard about you? Where'd you come from?"
Ghoulcrest.
I don't know that name. Are you controlled?
No.
You might not be aware. For he reaches up and he grasps your bottom jaw and pulls it off.
No, whatever you do, don't please. If you know the draconic language, do not read the inscription inside my jaw. I'm just throwing it out there. Something bad may happen.
Roll a persuasion.
Can you still talk if your jaw's not there?
Yeah. That's a 16. I'm just saying, if you value your life, I wouldn't read it.
He looks up at you, seemingly trusting you more because you're an unwilling. He hands the jawbone back to you.
Sorry, I think a unwilling giant may have cursed my jaw. I tried to help attach his jaw back, but I don't know.
There's another unwilling giant. We've been slacking. I said that we should have been doing scouting.
Mr. Bone Man, as Ordell is like inchworming across the ground. So the reason we are here, and Ordell's like cheek just pressed. There's a vampire robot who like knows where you guys are, and he was gonna like start a war with you guys, but now he's hiding in a place, and there's big cloud machines, and we want to stop him.
He turns and looks up at you, Emma, seemingly disregarding Ordell, and says, "Is this living speaking the truth?"
Yeah, actually, his name was Ignis, a member of the Paladin of Flames. Well, I don't know technically if they were
I know that name.
So yeah, it turns out he's a Warforged vampire and originally wanted to start a war with you or the old Coracrucians, the new Coracrucians, whatever it is. Long story short, they wanted to involve you in things, and we're honestly just coming here to your city to look for help, to see if we can have help fighting this before it gets to your doorstep.
Roll a persuasion. Ashrin, at about this point, you are able to walk up and join in conversation if you'd like. You're maybe about 50 feet away from them. This other unwilling doesn't seem to have noticed your presence.
And I can hear all the conversation, or is it kind of...
Yeah, they're not being quiet.
That's another 16.
Okay. Ashrin, what are you doing?
I kind of just yell like, Emma, Ordell, you two okay?
That's another one of the ones that's with me. I told you there were 6 others.
I do have my rapier out just to force a habit.
I would put that away.
I'm a little tied up at the minute.
Oh, right.
Literally.
I'm not GFYing it because it's accurate. As,
Ordell's doing everything, like he's trying to roll over, but like he's getting no progress on it. Like he knows he could burn the ropes, but he fully is just like rolling around, like trying to get his way out. And he's like, now I do prison break. Prison break now. Prison break now.
Emma's gonna open up her robes a little bit, take Raucus out. Raucus, would you go help him? Thank you.
Raucus says, "Yeah, of course," before slinking off in the shadows over towards Ordell. Ordell, he gets right in your face before moving up and down, seemingly saying something. Emma, you can hear him off in the background saying like, "Wow, aren't you pathetic?" before running over to untie your bonds from behind. But Ordell, he looks so hopeful.
Oh, thanks, man.
The unwilling.
I like you too.
The unwilling, speaking to you, Emma says, "We would want to know about this, but They cannot come. Come to Wimburn. Speak with our elders. We must hear what you have to say.
If they can't come, can I at least request that they get near the town so they can be safe instead of staying in the forest?
The forest in itself is lined with many of our traps to keep others out. If you stay here, or they stay here, they will be subject to, just like they already were, mind-altering effects.
Is there anywhere safe they can stay? Well, I guess I go talk to the elders.
As Asher and you kind of approach, and he looks over at Ordell, he says, "Are you willing to be blindfolded and bound in the town?" Seemingly now speaking to Ashrin.
You look to Emma, like,
See if that or stay out in the woods where there's tons of traps and you'll probably die. I mean, choice is up to you at this point.
even though I passed perfectly fine, I can't really say the same for the rest of the party. I know we should trust you, and that's something I'm actually kind of working on right now, but how can we have some assurance that we're not just gonna get killed right on the spot?
If we wanted you dead, not to use that trope because I hate it, but if we wanted you dead here, we would have done it while your mind was altered. The only reason that we didn't attack already is... What is your name? Looking to Emma.
Emerald Ghoulcrest.
It's because you carry one of us with you, and we value our kind more than most. Before he goes over to Raucus, trying to undo the ropes on the back, and he grabs Ordell by the bound wrists and kind of helps pull you up to your feet.
Okay.
You can now see the damage you've done to him, and his armor is blackened from the flames, as are some of the bones on his right side.
Question. So, like, I think I would agree to it, and I think the rest of the party would agree to it. But what are your opinion on zombie children?
The children, as Ordell burns the rope and runs after him.
Before he sees Ordell run off, but doesn't really try and stop him. Are
Those are
they...
children of a necromancer friend of ours in the party.
Are they raised by a Coracrucian?
No.
Then they're fine.
Oh, perfect. All right, well,
They will be blindfolded as well and bound.
I don't think that's a problem. Okay. I looked at Emma. Ritter's not gonna be
Yeah,
happy
Ritter
about
and XC
that.
aren't gonna like that at all.
Speaking of, as Ritter makes the arrow fly as it into the wood nearby, Winter and Elijah take a look at who now stands before him. Elijah pulls his weapon before immediately sheathing it and says, "We come in peace, but we have protection." He seems to call out as Ritter fires one more arrow into the wood nearby.
Actually,
Oh, do you stop him?
yep, instead of Ritter firing, I will use my silence barrel. And I will shoot a bullet that, as it lands in the exact same spot where the arrow is, a message, a vocal message pops up.
Are you trying to basically explode Ritter's arrow in a show of marksmanship?
Not really. I'm not fussed about that.
Okay.
But the actual bullet carries a 6-second recorded message.
What do you say?
If you do not reveal yourself, we will.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an attack roll to see if you hit the tree.
Sure.
Shoots Elijah.
That's a 19.
No problem. As the bullet flies forward, if you do not reveal yourself, we will, but obviously more robotic, as it slams into the tree, almost echoing off the wood nearby. With that, roll an intimidation at advantage, since that's a cool way to do it.
Advantage. Can I take? I'm gonna use an inspo because it's a 9 and a 5.
Not a bad time to use one.
Hey, 19 plus. That's 19.
That's 19. Perfect. As with that, let's see. I got an 18. As two unwilling in dark leathers and leaves kind of made to be a part of their attire, seemingly almost ranger-like, like Ritter, as they move themselves out from the shadows and into the light. Their empty eye sockets, like Emma's scream horror in the dark as they approach, though they hold their hands on two daggers each. You see a faint glow of purple coming off of the edges of these daggers as they show themselves. They hold them up. We come in peace only because you carry a friend, we think, as they make themselves known into the light. Elijah says, "See, I told you. We're cool. We're good with everyone. We're good. We're friends of your people."
Stop.
Elijah tries to calm the situation. Winter says, "What we're trying to say is we have an unwilling friend, and we mean to come in peace with our other unwilling friends. But please don't try anything. We have friends in the forest. Not that that's a threat, but it is. But we don't want it to be. Can we be friends? That's all we're trying." At Ordell, you slowly not slowly, you're fast. You make your way collecting all of the children and skeletons, kind of shaking them out of this haze, explaining that this is magic before returning to the group. Ashrin, you've agreed to what this unwilling has said. Do you allow him to place a sack over your head and tie you up? Phrasing?
Yeah, fine.
He does so. He seems to have an abundance in a small pack, almost like he has a bag of holding, just like you all do, before slowly making sure that you are not a threat. As he places the hood over you, the rest of the necromantic children and skeletons return with Ordell, as the unwilling approaches Ordell and says, "Can you do that anytime you want? Just burn off the wood, or burn off the rope."
Yep.
Good. Then he reaches into his pouch and pulls out manacles instead that are iron chains. He holds them out, seeing if you'll willingly get into them.
I mean, I'll tell you right now, I'll wear them, but I have melted metal before. So, like, those are cool manacles, but, like, do you have something that you don't really care about that I can just wear?
Are you saying that you're going to break free of them?
No, I'm saying, like, that if something happens where, like, I don't know, if I get thrown in water or something and I'm drowning and I need to, I can heat myself up to melt the manacles. I'm not saying I'm going to. I'm saying those manacles are cool and it'd be a waste of money if I did have to get out of them.
Looks over to you, Emma, as if to say, like, is he going to be this difficult?
I'm just being honest.
Oh, no,
that,
for
like,
sure.
I can
but
get out.
He's very distrusting of non-unwilling, so he...
Emma just nods.
This is all I have, before he holds them out for you.
Okay.
What's his signifying mark?
Roll a perception.
Perception +4, so non-nat 20.
You seem to see a chess piece on the back of his head in the shape of a rook.
Huh. I assume you go by the name Rook?
Well, it says you at least know the customs. Before he locks the manacles on Ordell, he goes to put the burlap sack over your head, realizing that you could probably burn that off with your fiery hair.
I want Pixies.
He's looking at you like this is going to be more difficult than I thought, before he just rips off part of his clothing and makes like a pseudo headband that he's going to put around your eyes, hopefully not touching any of the fire. Unsure of your ability to just completely engulf yourself in flames, he seems to have not dealt with fire genasi before.
Yeah, Ordell, like, does fully extinguish himself, like, as a sign of good faith.
Okay, good. That makes him a little bit more at ease as he wraps a
Rook,
blindfold around you.
I'm gonna go try and collect the others. There are 2 with us that might not be as willing to be bound.
Well, as he turns and kind of waves his hand up in the air, 2 more unwilling make their way out of the forest, clad in dark leathers, and approach and grab Ordell by the manacles and Ashrin. The zombies and all of them seem to form an almost chain as he wraps rope from one to the next and pulls them along behind. These 2 other ones seemingly more keen to hide away than talk with you like Rook is. As you all make your way what would be westward from eastward from here towards the rest of the group, XC and Ritter are watching the whitest man alive try and say that it's cool, we're good friends with these people, and it goes like you would expect. They're just like, just stop. As Winter's like, okay, it's cool, guys. Talking to you now, XC, and Ritter's like, it's cool. Nobody's gonna hurt each other. I want to go find my kids, and then we can come visit your lovely home. I think that's gonna work out for everybody. Before the other one says, no. You're going to turn around, and you're going to leave the way you came. Does that sound good? I don't know where your friends are in the trees. We know this forest, and I don't know how we didn't see them. But you're going to turn around, and you're going to leave. Is that understood? Winter's like, ooh, but we were going to not do that, actually. Just ask, wait, why don't we wait here? Because my friend's going to come back, I'm sure, and then we can talk it out. You're probably more comfortable with her. That's totally fine. I'm a little worried that if you do approach more, though, knowing one of my friends, that bullet that hit the tree will definitely hit you right in the skull. So just don't do that for a moment. Just stay right there. We'll just keep our distance. We'll talk. Hi, my name's Winter. Very nice to meet you. As at about that time, XC, you and Ritter hear and see Emma walking peacefully amongst another unwilling, but your other friends bound and blindfolded, walking through the forest. What are you doing? I don't know if you're allowing, essentially.
I gather Ritter very follow my lead at the moment.
Basically.
We're going to move slightly from where we were. We get a better advantage, also because they can't track where we were shot from as well. But I'm still gonna stay out of vision.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna kind of let this happen. Then we'll roll over your stealth through that as you basically swing around to allow Emma to approach. Emma, you see Elijah standing there above the flame from the torch that he dropped on the floor.
If it's possible.
Yep.
If it's possible, I don't know if it is. I'd love for us to end up from where the 2 guys came, so that there's no way in hell we could have hit the tree from that side. Yeah.
Got ya. Then yeah, we'll have you roll a new stealth for that.
Sure. New stealth.
No more pass without a trace, because you've been going for a little while now.
Well, that's all right. 18 plus 6 is 24.
21. You're able to, everyone's very focused on what's happening in their current conversations and very tense. So you're able to move through the trees, hopefully without notice, at least by the people that you see, and move behind where they were. As Emma, you approach with Rook, you see Elijah and Winter standing
Immediately, I say,
there.
Elijah, stop talking. Just stop.
I wasn't saying nothing. Winter's talking.
Just stop. Just stop. I love you. Stop.
Winter's like, I already told him that. You see the 2 other unwilling that are now barely visible in the light, standing with daggers looking towards your friends, still in kind of a defensive posture. Rook
Hi,
said,
don't blame you. I'm here with Rook. Hello.
put your weapons down. Come here. We're going to guide them, but they're going to be bound. Winter says, what? What?
So this town isn't even supposed to be on a map, so yeah. Ritter, XC, come on out. You can put your weapons away.
See, you hear this. Ritter looks at you.
I look back at Ritter. And then we look back towards the group.
Ritter sighs.
It's either you can stay out in the woods or you're not coming into the town. You pick.
Ritter says, I'm not horribly upset. Fine. Before he knocks the arrow back into his quiver and still holds his bow, but now just has his hand on the hilt of his dagger. He says, trying to be more trusting before he walks.
One moment.
Oh, yeah?
I turn into turtle mode and produce what looks like a chain, and I hand it to Ritter.
He leans down and whispers, do you want me to pretend I have a metallic pet?
Affirmative.
Okay. Before he grabs your leash and walks his metal turtle over to the group. Roll a performance for me, XC. How believable of a metallic turtle are you?
Been a turtle my whole life. I have. So I get +0 on performance, but that's a straight 18, so I'm happy with that.
Solid. Ritter approaches out of the darkness. You all hear horrific chains in the night. Before Ritter approaches, Emma, Winter, and Elijah would be the only ones who can see XC as a turtle with a chain leash being walked by Ritter out of the forest.
The fuck are you guys doing?
Oh, Winter cannot help but say aw at XC's new form. Oh my god, Ashton, you should see this. XC, you'll have to do, that is our pet turtle, XC.
Okay.
Wait, I want to see.
I was expecting.
Zordel's facing the complete wrong way.
Wait, I want to see too. What the hell's happening?
Your friend and his turtle are here.
So
She says to
he's
Odell
not
and Ashton.
normally a turtle.
That's Alex being like, what the hell, guys? Well, he's a turtle now.
Yeah, he does this sometimes.
Oh, so did Oliver deliver that turtle through that ring that Winter has?
They XC
Before
you're not a turtle.
Rook pulls up the blindfold on Ordell's one eye so you can see XC being pulled by Ritter and does the same thing with Ashran's burlap sack so you can see briefly before closing it.
I'm sorry, Rook.
Thanks, Rook. You seem pretty cool for a guy who hates us.
They don't hate you. I'm cautious for my people.
Agree.
But normally it isn't a turtle. Normally it's a robot shooty thing.
I've seen a Warforged before.
Yes. Okay, so the deal is to get into this town, you all have to be tied up and blindfolded. That's the thing, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if you're not cool with that, you get to stay out in the woods with a bunch of traps, and you'll probably die, or whatever. But if you want to come into the town, you've got to follow their rules. So just throwing it out there.
Will we get to take our blindfolds off eventually?
We'll put you in an area where you can have the blindfolds off.
Oh, okay. I'm cool with that.
Just don't
I'm
want you to
fine with
find
that.
the way into the town.
Oh, why didn't you just say that to begin with? That makes way more sense. Sound like we're gonna be blindfolded and yeah. Okay, all right.
Rook, can you
Ritter.
feed me one of my honey candies? It's in my left pocket.
I'm trying to decide would he. Which pocket?
Left.
He reaches in. You can feel him rummaging through your pocket. But he doesn't so much seem to be grabbing for the honey candy so much as making sure you don't have any additional weaponry on you. He says,
He just finds a bunch of honey candy, like a weird amount of honey candy.
couldn't find... God, this...
It just clacks like marbles in his hands.
He was gonna lie, like, I couldn't find them, but as they make like a lot of sound as he reaches inwards.
Just grab any one of them, honestly.
Or he throws one to Emma, like, feed your pet.
Oh, they make him really farty, so I don't know.
I just like I told you earlier, I'm not controlled by anyone. I don't control any of these people. They're all their own entities, and we're family.
Oh, Winter, you found him. That's I was so worried. Oh my God, they all already agreed. That's nice of them.
They didn't really put up much of a fight.
I mean, I do control them, and you should ask the parent next time. Okay, it's fine. Next time, ask the parent.
Yeah, Ordell, as Emma looks over.
Ordell
Not
turns the
wanting to
wrong
take
way and goes, "Look,
responsibility.
I was getting blown away in the wind, and I was stressed out. Also, where's that honey candy at?" As he has his mouth open, like right in Rook's face, not knowing where Emma is.
Rook goes around with rope and burlap sacks, basically asking everyone, "Are you complying with this?" Winter says, "Oh yeah, absolutely." Puts her hands out and is like, "You're not going to be like rough to my kids, right?" And they're like, "No, just shut up." As they like put the burlap over Winter's head, Elijah's like, "Nope, it's not a problem." He puts his hands behind his back. It's like, "Whatever you need to do, I'm cool." As they put the burlap sack over Elijah's head. XC and Ritter, do you allow this to happen?
I mean, I'm on all fours, so if they want to tie up my legs, I'm not going to move very well.
They leave you in your turtle-like form. Not really sure how they would be able to do anything to like restrain you any further, but they keep a close eye on you. Ritter,
You could still throw a bag over its head, you know, as Emma points out to X.
I feel like you get a mean turtle glare.
Angie
Okay.
turtle.
It becomes a snapping turtle.
Yeah. A small burlap thing is put over your head as long as you allow it, XC.
I'm going to pretend to just be a domesticated
Good.
turtle robot.
Turtle.
Ritter looks up at you, Emma, like, "Is this really what you want?"
Do you want help or not?
"I'm trusting you here," as he puts his hands out. And they begin tying him up, putting a burlap sack over his head before Rook says, "Come on then. Watch your step," before he kind of pushes the group along. As that's where we'll stop tonight. As next episode, we'll move on to Wimburn with everyone in the party except Emma, bound and blindfolded. But with that, give them one more minute to enter the giveaway if you haven't done so yet. Make sure you enter that. Is it !giveaway, just like it normally is?
It is.
Perfect. Make sure you enter that for a chance to win the set of metal sunflower dice from Level Up Dice, because they're mighty
They're so
nice.
Mhm.
Not that that was supposed to rhyme, but my favorite new thing is that Elijah is the white guy.
Yeah, we're cool. We're
He's a 10 years in the past white guy.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, no, it's fine. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Complete sidebar, but something. So here's a fun D&D fact. While the giveaway thing is happening, so when you said the snapping turtle thing, XE, there's rules in D&D. I learned this the hard way. The giant snapping turtle has stats. If someone like tabletops him and flips the turtle, its AC drops to 12, and it has to make a 10 con save every turn to try and get itself up. And so because my party was fighting a
Poor
giant
turtle.
snapping turtle, and they just tabletopped him with a potion of giant strength. And I was like, I guess you flipped the giant turtle that could bite your head off, and they kept doing that of just pushing him over.
XC
It was
literally
hilarious.
becomes Bender from Futurama and just can't get up. That's
All right.
amazing.
I'm gonna go ahead and close entries.
Do it. Let's see who wins. Let's
Oh.
see who wins.
It's thinking about it.
Let's
Oh.
see who wins.
Datoriox Designs.
Hey!
Thank you for participating. You win yourself a set of sunflower dice, which, by the way, Alex, when are those going to be available for people to purchase?
They're available right now.
Right now, over on levelupdice.com.
Net.
net. Well, not com. Go check out levelupdice.net. Thank you all for watching. Congratulations to Tyriox Design. Either message Alex on Discord or you can send an email and we'll go from there. But congratulations, everybody. We'll see you all next week in our journey into Wimborne. Bye.
Bye.